following is a presentation of the Pontywood Sports Network.
Welcome to the Wright Chrysler Dodge Ram pregame show. Just like the big game, you have to be prepared. And the same holds true when it comes to buying your next vehicle. So be prepared by going to WrightChryslerDodgeJeep.com. That way you're ready to go when you hit the lot. Now it's time for us to get you ready for the big game. The Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram pregame show starts now.
Greetings and good day, everybody, and welcome back, Rider fans. We are at the very beginning of the 2025 season and one of the last nights of August and the very first night of the 2025 season. With all the music and dancing and twirling and cheering and three-digit heat that goes with it, Chris Watlington here to my right, the counselor Stephen Shires. Counselor, it's the Rough Rider broadcast team's third year on NETSN and our sixth year providing a live stream for Rider Nation, but more importantly, it's year one, game one of the Nick Brown era.
That's right, Wellington. Yes, tonight Rick Meeks coaches his first game as the leader in Henderson, but it is Nick Brown, the big offensive lineman, a guy close to my heart, who is going to be coaching his first game as a head coach anywhere tonight.
That is great.
Historic moment for him and for the Rough Riders, and what better place to do it here in the historic Tomato Bowl.
Counselor, just 2 years ago tonight, we watched a wide-open center offense score 84 points in four quarters, and a center defense give up about 60. We're not expecting that kind of game or that kind of season, are we?
No, not at all. We expect, like Coach Brown says, we play offense on defense. So it's going to be a much more defensive-oriented. I mean, Meeks, he told us the idea is defensive stops.
Yeah.
We're going to score quick, fast, and often, and the defense is going to be tired, but it's getting those stops and turnovers.
Yeah.
This is kind of a different philosophy.
Different philosophy, different approach. Thank you, Counselor. It's also a historic night for 5A Jacksonville Indians as they bring in Coach Stevenson from Alvarado. Just like Coach Brown, Coach Stevenson making his head coaching debut tonight. I asked Coach Brown.
Just like we have rolled on the field, you got rolled in the stand. We want you to cheer and cheer loudly. We're asking that you cheer for your team, not against anyone else. Please do not insult the opposing players or coaches who, like us, are here to compete and to represent their school.
Coach Brown, in our Friday conversation, we'll have to hurry. We only have about 12 or 13 minutes, but hopefully we'll look at some other teams in the district and county as well. We'll get you ready for the game in a couple of minutes. The Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show here on YouTube with the Northeast Texas Sports Network. Rough Riders and Indians live from the Tomato Bowl. We'll get you ready next.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your cardio when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
All righty, welcome back. It's the Wright Chrysler pregame show here. Chris Wellington sat down as he does every year and has an extended visit with our coach. And again, this is the first one with Coach Nick Brown as we talk about the season and what to expect here. Here's part one of that interview.
Well, Coach, thank you for doing just a few moments ago the Nick Brown show. This is Tuesday night. I wanted to ask you for our pregame show. From the time you got to center and started working with these athletes till really now, 2 or 3 days before the first game, how would you characterize what's happened in the program?
Well, that was the big thing, coming in was I wasn't necessarily concerned about X's and O's. I was more concerned about building relationships with the guys because, it's tough when you've had a coach like Coach Meeks who was here for so long. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of those kids were here, started with, with his program in middle school and worked their way up. And, especially these seniors, wanted to make sure that they understood why I was here. I wasn't just here to, win games or come in and play football, and coach. My desire coming here was heartfelt, wanting to build a program, wanting to continue to build on the strong foundation that was already here, and just teach those guys and just continue to develop those guys into, great young men. And so, that's the first thing we talked about was kind of our philosophy, lead the way. And it's kind of, taken on a mind of its own at this point. But
Culture-wise, you think that's gone okay?
I really think it has. And a big piece of that is I got a chance to hire great assistant coaches, the coaches that we kept on staff from the previous regime were awesome guys, and they already had those relationships with the kids, and so it wasn't like starting from scratch. And we were able to come in and build those relationships, and it seemed when we came in and first told the kids, like, hey, we're going to lift at 6:30 in the morning on Monday, Wednesdays. There was some grumblings and some all that, but they showed up, and I think my first 2 weeks here we had kind of a basic training. We're going around trying to teach discipline and making sure that they understand the way that we want to do things, and they responded great to it. And actually through the course of spring and summer, we actually added a bunch of kids who had quit football here in the past or who maybe weren't going to come out. They changed their mind, they're coming out. So now we're right at 110, 115 kids out for football.
That's right.
And it's been really fun.
Well, good. Coach, stick around. Everybody else, stick around. We'll continue this in just a moment. JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that. John Black knows that when you're preparing for an important game, you need a plan, and they'd like to be a part of the details, the X's and O's of that plan. He's put together a good team, a coaching staff that would help you and your family get where they want to go. At JBA Financial Services, they're working to secure your family's future.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your cardio when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Welcome back, everybody. Exciting stuff here. The Tomato Bowl was recognized by Dave Campbell Football, which is the Bible of high school football in Texas, as the #1 stadium in the state. Well, they had a big ceremony before the game, and if you can look down there, everybody is celebrating and looking up in the air. That's because a parachutist is going to land on the stadium. You can see that everybody's kind of
There he comes!
We got him.
There you go.
There he is, the American flag and everything, and he's going to land right on the 50-yard line as advertised. Great stuff right there, everybody. And even though that's not part of our normal pregame activity, hopefully, our man on the sideline, Chase Mayfield, is going to visit with him before he gets away. At least that's our plan. We'll see if that's the way it works because, we didn't check it out in advance with this fellow. Because of all that, and the airspace, our blimp, the Bowles Feed blimp, was unable to be here tonight. First time in a long time we've had a prohibition of that. So we won't be getting the overhead coverage from the Bowles Feed blimp, but we do have the captain at home who will be sending us some scores along the way for the batter's scoreboard here and there throughout the evening. So that's the blimp news. While we're waiting for Chase, because you can't go out right now, they're playing music and all that kind of stuff, I can tell you a little bit about the area roundup. Center comes in tonight at number 24 in 4A. There are two teams ahead of them in the rankings. Athens is at number 20. Carthage, of course, is at number 1. Carthage plays Kilgore tonight, a team that made it to the championship game in the the division above us, and still they're ranked and picked by 6 to win. Below us is Bullard and Rusk and Brownsboro, all way below us. So in the pre-district, it looks like a 3-team race. Okay, you see that the guy is walking away from Chase. He never had a chance. But you also see Chase. He's down there. He's trying to catch him. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He's taking a left-hand turn. Will he catch him before he disappears? That's what we're going to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. This is better than any pregame we've ever had before.
And so we have Chase on the Mayfield, an upgrade of years past when it was Chris on the Mayfield.
That's correct. That's so correct. He's down there. I'm giving him a call. All right, Chase, do you got him?
I got him right here with
awesome.
me.
Take it away.
All right. Hey, man, what's your name and where you from?
I'm Brian Baggett, and I live in Quitman, Texas.
So you're from here, local. Did y'all grow up playing Jacksonville?
No, they're just outside of our area. We would, not quite this far, but pretty close.
Are you a big fan of Friday Night Football?
I love it. I especially love jumping into the games.
Do you have any prior, military experience or parachute? Oh, okay, totally civilian parachuter.
I learned in water, still jump there, and we can teach you too.
Oh, that's cool.
Sweet.
Can I get a game prediction for tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good about the home team with the extra excitement they've got. They're pretty pumped.
What score would you put?
I do 27-14.
You heard it here first. What was your name one more time?
Brian Baggett.
Brian Baggett.
Brian
He says
Baggett.
it's going to be 27-14 Jacksonville.
Well, I'm hoping that he keeps doing this. I'm hoping his prediction is wrong. Chase, thank you so much. Well done. Well, there you go. That serves as an area roundup brought to you by Campbell Portable Buildings. We'll hear from them, and we'll be back to wrap up the pregame show, the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show.
Well, before we go, hold on. We got to
Tomato Bowl.
No, we're not going, Washington. I'm calling on audible.
Oh.
Jacksonville won the coin toss and has deferred.
Okay.
And they will kick, so I'm assuming the Riders will take the football.
That looks like what's going to happen. All right. God,
we'll do that.
Now we got it live. Well done.
All right, we'll go back. We'll come back. It'll be ready for the kickoff intro right after this.
Thank you for joining us on the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram pregame show. Now that you're ready for the game, let's get you out to those guys that's bringing you the action. The Center Rough Rider Broadcasting Crew. Enjoy the game, everyone.
When you think Center Motor Company, Billy Don, what do you think?
Trucks, and more trucks.
They have pre-owned vehicles.
Yep, and a lot of them's are trucks from all brands, makes, and models. But the Ford trucks, man, they got a fleet of them.
Yes, they do.
Come on down to the corner of Hutcherson and Hurst, Center Motor.
Everybody, welcome back. Here we are. Get ready for the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff. And Jacksonville will be kicking off here to start the Nick Brown era. And who do we have back there in the back? Let's see. One of our players that got his jersey rolled up where we can't see the number.
Which is stylish. But there you go. You get a shot of him. At least you can see him. Well, I'm excited to be here. This is the 33rd year I've been involved with Rough Rider football. We'll have Rob Payne with us next week. Gosh, Shires, you've been there way more than half of those. You're pushing on the 20-year mark yourself.
Yeah, And I'm the new guy.
Yeah, you're still the new guy, 20-year veteran. So here we go. We're kicking off a brand new season here in Jacksonville. Historic Tomato Bowl, first game of the Nick Brown era and the first game of the Coach Stevenson era in Jacksonville. Officials have already thrown a flag. It's a 5-yard penalty against Jacksonville. I wasn't out paying attention. I'm not exactly sure.
There's got to be an illegal motion or something.
Yeah. I was watching our guys. So they'll back it up 5. Our guys will move up 5, standing at the 10-yard line now. Looks like Eli Olivas is one of the returners, and there's the kick. It's a relatively short one. They kick it in between. Has a nice bounce. Taken from the guy running behind, number 2. He gets about to the 23-yard line. Ended up being a pretty effective strategy there. That was Decaden Cooks, the senior, on the return. And welcome. Glad that you're here on NETSN. Several games throughout the area. Our partner Larry Pierce is in Shelbyville tonight. Shelbyville and Troop, a pretty high-ranked matchup, that one. Tonight, the Rough Riders have their pick to win in on all the polls. It's just a matter of how much, but that puts the pressure on the visiting team. This Jacksonville team with only one win in 2 seasons. Would really like to get off strong tonight with a new coach and a new era for sure. It's a brand new era of offense as well, as Ben Wolf's son, from quarterback from 95 through 97, and one of the best ones we've ever had. His son, another Wolf, is in at quarterback. Easton Wolf will be calling the plays. Another delay to get things set. And here we go. Now we go. Wolf, shotgun, handoff, first man through, hit almost immediately and go straight down. And a celebration from the blue, and well, they should. Only a 1-yard gain as the handoff was to his good friend. No, that's Jesus Villejas that's in the game first. And that's kind of a surprise, as Villejas is the starting running back. He came on strong in the second half of last year as he came up from the junior varsity. Next time, Wolf looks over to the left, was going to pass, broken play, takes off running to his left, breaks some tackles, gets right at the 30-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. Where are they going to mark that? Had to get to the 32 or so. It's going to be, had to get past 30. So 3rd down and 2 for the Rough Riders. That was a broken play. He was looking for a hitch pass, and his receiver did not hitch.
Was there a hitch in his giddy-up?
There must have been.
But anyway, we're going to see that a lot from Wolf, I think. You know, if it's not there, he's going to take it and run.
Needing to, he rolls to his left, looking, fakes the throw, brings it down. Flag on the play. He's going to get close to the first down marker. We'll have 2 things to look at.
I suspect that's going to be a holding call on us, Mr. Wallington.
One would expect that whatever that is, that's on the offensive side. As the side judge, the line judge, called it over there on the bottom side of your picture. We are on the visiting side. Holding is what's called. Now, the referee will be facing away from us tonight, obviously, because we're on the visitor side. He makes the call to the home side. I like being on the visitor side, but there are some disadvantages. As that moves it way back, that is awfully disappointing for this team. I think that was going to be a first down. If it wasn't, it was going to be 4th and very short. Now it's 3rd instead of 2, 3rd and 12.
Yeah, maybe another 5.
And first game jitters. It's the kind of thing that they didn't really show in the scrimmage games. They made some mistakes once the play started, but the pre-snap errors we didn't see much of. Now we've gotten one that moves the Riders back to a very unhospitable 3rd and 17. Going to snap the ball on exactly the 15-yard line. They've got to get across the 30, and that's not easy to do. So here we go. He's looking. He makes the hitch pass. Number 3 catches it. He breaks 2 tackles, but the 3rd man comes and tackles him and gets him down. And number 3, that's
Bracaden Robinson. Again, a player we've called for several years here. He's a senior. He's a senior.
Yeah.
He's been at this for a while.
He's one that's been, this is his senior year. He's been an understudy. We've called his name. He's made some plays, but this is what players look forward to, a chance to kind of put the team on his shoulders. That time he needed a lot more yards than were available. And it looks like there is another stoppage of play, maybe a timeout. This one called, it looks like, by Jacksonville. Well, that gives us a chance to give credit to Shelby Savings Bank, who brought you the kickoff. Let's hear from Shelby Savings Bank, and we'll be right back with this 4th down play.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
All right, folks, here we go. It's going to be 4th down now and 20. We got Jacksonville Burns an early timeout. We'll see if that comes back to be an issue.
Jacksonville returner standing on the 45. There's a snap. We chop it with the punt. Good punt. Fielded.
Fair catch.
Fair catch called. Wisely so. And as you see down there on the sideline, the Center Rough Rider cheerleaders making their first appearance. First pep rally will be next week since this is an away game. Over to our right, the Center Rough Rider band in their T-shirts, in their August uniforms when it's really hot. They skip the wool, but they'll be making their debut tonight, and they just got here. But all the support groups were a little late arriving, including the Chaparrals, Shelby County Sweethearts. We'll be hearing from them during the Farmer State Bank halftime. Meanwhile, the first look at the Jacksonville new look offense.
And the Rough Rider defense.
And then we're going to get Shires to explain that defense. They do lots of that. They disguise what they're going to do. It's a 3-3 stack. You don't really know where to block. They attack, and on that particular play, they attacked perfectly. Runner goes down. Number 34 for the Rough Riders, one of the many folks on the stop. That is Quincy Simmons and others.
Right, a Rough Rider of the night for us in our second week. You weren't there, Chris Walton, for that, but Coach named Quincy Simmons our Rough Rider night. Talked about him. What a great player he is. What a leader in the locker room.
Fake the pass, the rush. Quarterback keeps it and runs, breaks some tackles, makes something out of nothing. Rough Riders almost had him for a sack. Instead, he sneaks his way for about a 5-yard gain, 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, that's the thing. This high-pressure defense, we better get back there. You got to make the play. Otherwise, if the quarterback or the runner gets past that initial wave, there's going to be some space to move.
Risk reward. Here comes the 3rd and 5. Has plenty of time. Pass over the middle.
Intercepted.
Tipped, and intercepted by the Riders on the second tip. That's number 2. Again, he's across the 50. He's down past the 40. He's got some blockers. 3 men to beat. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line, but that is a big play.
Caden Cooks, senior, from the back end. The ball was batted around, had the Oski drill, and we come up with not only an interception and a turnover, but a huge run back.
Yeah, the ball was tipped by the receiver first, and then a Rough Rider who kept the ball in the air, and then Cooks ran under it, caught it at about the 40, and returned it about 60 yards to 22. So 1st down and very favorable for the Riders.
See Cooks there with the big turnover. So here come the Rough Riders now. We're in business, just outside the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. We'll see if Easton can't get us in there.
Takes the ball. There's the snap. It's number 22 around the side. Good block. Jumps over a tackler. Gets into the red zone. 1st down and past the 5-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. And again, that is number 22 on the run. That's Jesus Villejas. We would have assumed would be our second running back, although he is a very fine one in a 1-2 punch. He's getting the start tonight. 1st down and goal way inside the State Farm Chris Mayfield red zone.
We've got to get that fixed.
And so there is the play clock down to 5. No huddle. Rough Riders lose the clock, and right at 1 second, a timeout called by the Riders here to get this 1st down and goal at the 3. Play called. Well, exciting stuff here. Early first quarter, still 0-0. Rough Riders threatening.
Did you know that Joe's Car Spa was voted best car wash again in Shelby County? And it's not even a car wash, it's a car spa. And then Reed will give you a personalized code, and that way you can get 5 or more $12 car washes for just $8. I'm gonna tell you, that makes a lot of sense, don't it?
Sure does.
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts. Let us take care of you.
All right, here we go. First down. This is the nasty package, Chris Wallington.
Actually have a quarterback under center. Quarterback hands it off.
I think he fumbled.
There was a fumble. Did he fumble the snap? Oh, the snap, the exchange right at the center and the quarterback is fumbled, and despite the field position, it's going to be a turnover. So back-to-back turnovers with 7:33 to go in the first quarter. Center misses a golden opportunity right there. Only good news is that Jacksonville will take the ball deep in center territory with the 200-man strong or person strong center band blowing as loud as they can at them. Well, that helps things a little, but boy, that's heartbreaking, Shires.
Definitely. So the Rough Riders' first trip to the Chris Mayfield State Farm Red Zone was not successful.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Sometimes bad things happen. That's why you have Chris Mayfield as your insurance agent.
That's right.
You have okay, so here we go. They're going to run somewhere out in the middle, and there's nothing there. Rough Riders are there to just smash it. So it's going to be maybe a loss of a half a yard.
You said in the Wright Chrysler Dodge pregame show that you thought this was going to be a team that kind of led with defense.
Yeah, I think so. You're talking about the band, and we see the band right there.
Second down, the snap is fumbled completely, but there was also movement along the line. So, I mean, that snap went over the head of the quarterback through the end zone. But there were so many things going wrong there, I don't think that play is ever going to count.
Is there a penalty? If it is, it'd be a half a yard.
Almost would have to be a penalty one way or another. And it's on the defense. And it was hard to hear the count. Band did its job, but it was the defense that got snookered. And again, had they not done that, very well might have been a score as the snap was snapped all the way into the end zone. So we'll do second down again. There's the snap. There is the catch. The quarterback under pressure gets it thrown away. Another interception by the same guy. It's at the 20.
Number 2.
Second interception of the first quarter, and we get the ball back. How about number 2, Mr. Shires?
That is the Caden Bland Cooks, right?
Yeah.
Us Cowboys fans have to have something to be happy about after the
so,
disastrous.
How about a number 2 that looks like a quarterback from that secondary? So lots of big plays, no score, 0-0 with 6:49 to go in the quarter. Both teams leaving the field.
All right, we'll take a quick break. I meant to play Azalea.
This is our
NETSN wide sponsor. And, of course, Azalea Orthopedics, and if you got shoulder, hip, knee, some kind of problem, I mean, they're out of Tyler, but there's a Nacogdoches branch
with several
too.
doctors there. Yes, that's right.
So we're going to hear from them, and we'll be right back.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
All right, baby, welcome back. The Rough Riders are going to begin on the 32. There must have been a blocking foul on the play.
There he goes. There's 32. That's the running back we expected to see. Breaks outside, gets past the line of scrimmage, past the 30-yard line, lowers his shoulder, gets another yard there, gets to around the 27. And what looked like was going to be nothing or little ended up being a gain of 5. Good to see. Big number 32, whose name is not on the – isn't that funny? It's not on the actual roster, but he is wearing 32, isn't he?
Is that 22?
22's back in now after that carry.
That's Villegas. We'll figure out. I mean, I don't know if it's. Oh, it's going to be 15 more.
Oh. Obviously, that was somebody talking dirty or something.
No, it was a face mask.
Was it? Okay, during the last play?
Yes.
But did he grab the runner across the field? I didn't see that.
It was a face mask.
Okay.
So the Rough Riders again in the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone.
Snap.
Going to hand it to Vegas this time. He goes right in the middle. Nice hole there, and they're going to pick up a
another
second and 5.
Yeah, another 5, maybe 5.5. Second down and short for the center offense. Second time they've been there this quarter. Had a interception returned. Got to the 3-yard line, fumbled. Now on second down. Number 32 lowers his shoulder and frankly just throws his body into the end zone for the first touchdown of the Nick Brown era. Well done.
And here we go.
Touchdown, Rough Riders.
So touchdown, Rough Riders. Go up 6.
Beautifully done. Now in the game for the extra point, Pablo Huachapa looked good in the scrimmage we saw. He had good reports from the second scrimmage and all season long in practice. We are used to excellent kickers. Let's see. Wolf holding, number 11. Huachapa to kick. High snap, good hold, gets it down. And not a good snap, but an excellent kick. It's 7-0 here in the Tomato Bowl. Rough Riders lead. We'll be right back.
People come to Covington Lumber Building and Supply because they have home construction projects. And one of those, plumbing projects. Covington's got you covered. They have the showers and the tubs to get you started, and they have all the different fixtures and lots of different choices to round out the project. Then they have the tools that you need to make the things happen. It's all yours at Covington Lumber.
The team at McAdams Propane is committed to fueling generations of East Texans. And the work Billy Bob and Lisa McAdams started is growing under Josh's leadership. What began in Center has grown into Livingston and Marshall, Henderson and Carthage. For propane, it's McAdams.
Behold, the chicken fried steak sandwich. This particular chicken fried steak sandwich can only be found at Diamond Bee Cafe in Center, Texas. And it pairs very well with seasoned fries and sweet tea. And if you're lucky, there'll be some of that Nana's banana pudding to go along with it. Get by Diamond Bee Cafe in Center and see the wonderful folks and all the wonderful menu items for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All right, here we go. Rough Riders up 7-0. 2 interceptions. Robert Peyton Robinson. Now a deep hit.
Picks it at the 10, moves up
nice
the field.
hit.
Yeah, I thought he was getting up some speed. Instead, he was cold-cocked at the 20-yard line. It was Jeremy Bluford that ran the touchdown, and I had a name stuck in my head, Bomar or Bowman or Bohm. It's okay. Susan Pinnock, Jesse Ruiz at the same time texted us and said, "That's Jeremy Bluford. Thank you very much. Keep us honest. We need the help." Jacksonville Indians start their third possession at the 21. The first one ended with an interception after a first down. Second one ended on the second play of the drive with another interception. Both of those interceptions from by number 2, Decaden Cooks, who is definitely the player of the first quarter.
We see there number 4, Gage the Dream, in the secondary. And Riders again. Okay, so Wolf is out there, number 11. He's getting to play some defensive.
Yeah, he's
getting to play some linebacker too.
A defensive starter.
So you get a quarterback that plays linebacker. That's Dick Butkus type stuff.
That's right, and it's also you just don't see it in 6A ball, and you probably aren't going to see it in 5A.
Well, you're not really going to see it. You're not your quarterback.
Right. You might see that
a lot in 2A, but just the centers, it's kind of unusual.
There we go.
Already a penalty on the defense.
No, I don't think it's a penalty. I think they're just getting the ball set.
Oh, okay, you're right. It's 1st and 10.
All change moves. Good news. Ball on the 26. Quarterback looks. Quarterback under pressure. He manages to get through a hole in the pocket and makes a good run.
He's going to be right at the first down marker.
Yeah, that was good. Talented young man. Second down and 1. There was just nothing. As that 3-3 stack crashed in, nothing doing on that play. Second down is short. And it's one of those hateful down and distances where the offense can do really anything. And they hand it right off up the middle. They get the first down. Defense tightens. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain. All they needed was 1. We talked to Coach Brown about his defensive goals.
Tonight are going to be just play the next play. Next play is the most important play. We want turnovers, obviously. We want third down stops, big stops. Doesn't matter. Kind of a bend but don't break type mentality.
And so far, he's gotten that in spades. Here's an Indian first down, ball on the 39. In the shotgun, takes the snap, looking downfield. He's having to scramble again. This time he gets nowhere. It's going to be a sack, a loss of about 5 yards. And that's number 30, Jarrett Emerson, another Emerson. They have been a part of this team for the last decade. And he wasn't, I don't think he'll be credited a solo sack, but he was back there with the others. Well done. Loss of 5, second down and 15, ball on the 35, 4:11 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 as you see on your scoreboard there. New this year is the ticker as scores from the other NETSN games are rolling across the screen just like they do on the NBC. There's the snap, there's the handoff right up the middle. He's met immediately by the linebacker.
Mr. Nasty.
Mr. Nasty, number 21. Cody Atkinson right where he was supposed to be.
He used to be bad intentions, but now he's Mr. Nasty.
I like he's got an upgrade. Absolutely no gain on the play. Ball on the 35-yard line. They have to get to almost midfield on this third down and 14, we'll call it.
Here we see our chaparrals.
Here is the play. Pass across.
Let's see if they're going to call it good. It's going to be short.
The center is saying it's no good, but they disagree. Well, they made it interesting now. It's fourth down, but it's manageable, and it looks like they're going to go for it or at least try to convince us they are. Here's the snap. The quarterback keeps it, but moves before the defense is set, and it is a first down. That was well played by the Indians, Mr. Shires.
That's true.
Well played by the Indians. They hurry up, but center fans have seen our offense do that effectively for so long. Jackson Sanford, the senior, comes in to bolster the line on this play. Second first down, snap, fake. Quarterback has it, going deep, has a man, catches it perfectly. Down to the 20-yard line, it's fumbled.
That should either be an incomplete pass or a fumble and a recovery.
Yeah, it's no way that works for the Indians. I can't imagine. It looks like that's what their first call is.
Well, surely the officials will discuss this.
Yeah.
That can't be that. I mean, he knocked the ball out. That's either a catch and fumble or it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that I don't see how that can work. And there we have them talking with the referee. You see on that camera too. They're having a good discussion about it.
With several Rough Riders playing lawyer. Zacavius Villejas, the junior, trying to explain, no, that's either our ball or it's second down at worst. A long discussion and a pretty important one at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That would put, if it's a completion, they're down in the red zone. If it's not, second down right at midfield. So a big discussion here by we'll see if we can get the explanation.
Well,
They're going to bring it back. It's going to be an incomplete pass, which I think is the correct call.
That is
That was great technique. Oh, you turned me down.
Sorry, my bad.
That was a great technique by the Rider secondary guy. He was beaten. He made up for it, and as the ball was delivered, he goes in and he knocks it out.
Yeah, he just explained it to the crowd. Incomplete pass. And, of course, you'd rather have a fumble, but I think they made the right call there. So, instead of first down at the 20, it's second down and 10, just across midfield. I think that's the first Jacksonville trip across into center territory. They had thrown the ball into it when it was intercepted the first time. Now, here they are in the middle of the blue and gold Indian. The snap. This time they do hand it off to the right. Number 28 around the corner, has a little room. Makes a little hay down to the 41-yard line. So second 10 becomes third and if you're an Indians fan, a long 3. But since we are Rough Rider announcers, it's third and 4. Yeah, that's the way you do it. Big play. It's the down and distance to where as long as Jacksonville doesn't lose yardage, they'll probably have another down at it if they fail. Hand off to the running back. Stop, bounces away, gets away. First down across. No, he almost got away and made a big play. Well, it was a big play, but it was almost a scoring play by number 28. Good drive by a Jacksonville team that has had little to celebrate in the last 5 years. 6 wins over the last 5 years. 1 win in the last 2. But a new coach, a new outlook, and a great stadium. Just ranked the best stadium in the state. Here they have their third first down, looking to his left. Nice pass, wide open. Number 2, just in the middle of the coverage, found the opening. Quarterback found him as well, and they are now deep in the red zone. It'll be first and goal, ball on the 9-yard line as we get down to 1 minute and 17 seconds as the clock begins to roll. In the red zone, first and goal. The snap, the handoff up the middle. A good stop in the interior of the defense. Who is that getting up first? Number 19. No, that's 15. That's the sergeant, Grant Gregory, on the stop. It's going to be a gain of close to 2.5. Ball just across the 7-yard line on second down, as we will have at least one more play before the quarter ends. Normally when we get to the end of the first quarter, we go up to the blimp.
Yeah,
but the Bulls Feed blimp not here today.
No.
Because we had somebody landing on the field in a parachute. Here's the snap. Quarterback keeps it, finds an opening, gets across the 5. Rough Riders bring him down just short, and I do mean just. Inside the 1-yard line goes the quarterback, who has been impressive. Hurry up.
They're going quickly.
They're going to go quickly, try and beat the quarter. He takes the ball. He moves forward.
No,
he doesn't make it.
Sir, Bob.
Rough Rider defense stiffens. Maybe he loses a couple of feet, and that's where we'll be as we get to the end of the first quarter. Wow. Good stuff here in Jacksonville. The Rough Riders, a 7-point lead with 2 yards to defend it when we come back here in Jacksonville.
Portacool, with over 30 years of expertise, has made significant strides. In October, they introduced the Apex series, which is a breakthrough in the field of evaporative coolers. The Apex series is not only the coolest, both in terms of temperature and design, but you can also control it with your phone. Portacool. Peak cooling. Intelligent control.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
They just came onto the field and called timeout. Wanted to make sure they got it right before we go back to a break. We do have a report from the captain of the Goodyear Blimp, Jay Matney, someone you'll meet soon, from Kilgore, to Bulldogs. Carthage versus Kilgore, and late first quarter, Kilgore's up 7-0. And then a game that we're interested in, Athens Hornets in our district playing Henderson tonight. And Athens picked big. Yep. Henderson under Coach Rick Meeks leading 14-6 in the late first quarter. And those are the scores reported to us from the Blimp. We'll also get, I may have it right here.
We see a good shot of our training team that we got there.
Yeah, the trainers?
Yes. Okay, so here we go. 4th down and goal.
Big play. There's the handoff. Going to the right. Nothing tricky. The big fullback lowers his shoulder. Had him. Stopped him. Did they get across? Will it finally bring him down? No. They roll him about a foot short. Well, the offense will take over with 99 yards and 2 feet to go.
Man, I sure thought he got in.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. That's glad we don't have replay for that.
I thought he had bulled his way in. What an effort by the Jacksonville fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all 11 Rough Riders
touched him at some point.
Yeah, but he comes up short. So the Rough Riders, 2 turnovers and a goal line stand.
Yes.
In a quarter and 10 seconds.
One might rate the defense pretty high. You see our excellent cameraman Mauricio, who we just met an hour ago, showing that group of defenders coming and celebrating, but they're pretty tired as well. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the Rough Rider offense has 99 yards and 1 foot to go. First down just on the other side of the 1 yard line. New quarterback in. Quarterback takes it, hands it off, pushes across, breaks free to the 10, slips, he gets to the 20, he's got wide open.
One man to beat,
oh my goodness.
Let's go.
It's going to be maybe
99. This is Tony Dorsett territory, baby.
Perhaps the longest touchdown run in Rough Rider history. Woo! Could there be any longer ones? 99 yards and 12 inches for, and I know his name, Bluford. Whoa, he just ran a game's worth in one run. And if you are Jacksonville, those are the things that nightmares are made of. Get down with 4th and goal, get it within 2 feet. Oh, he almost tied the game. We're big underdogs here on the home opener, and then in one play, tragedy strikes. If you're a Rough Rider, it's like, oh no, it's like something from a Hollywood movie. Here comes the extra point. Ball is up. Perfect snap. Perfect kick. Perfect hold. 14-0 early second quarter. And that's about as good as it got. Maybe the Dairy Queen play of the half.
Why could it not be?
I think it just might be. We'll be back with more Rider football from Jacksonville after this.
Imagine what it would be like to be your tire.
It's not good, man. Watch where you're going.
It ain't easy work, so you don't want to trust it to just any old tire. No, you take your car and truck to Center Tire. It's an old tradition with a new chapter under Trey Burns, because being a tire is hard work.
Are we there yet?
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
All right, we interrupt the Shelby Savings Bank ad for the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Jacksonville will begin with good field position here to start their next drive. Rough Riders defense, 2 interceptions, 1 goal line stand. Rough Rider offense, 1 stalled drive, 1 meticulous drive, or actually 30-yard short field touchdown run, and then the huge 99-plus yard touchdown run.
Yeah. And suddenly Bluford just steps right next to Decatur Cooks as the player of the first half.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll have to see down the stretch. Cook's already with 2 interceptions, set up 1 score.
Bluford might be the leading rusher after week 1, perhaps in the state of Texas.
It might be. Might be. Already has over 100 yards with 11:31 to go in this half. By the way, our opponent next week leading Sabine Cardinals 25-0, and late in the second quarter, they're getting close to halftime there. They must have had a 7 o'clock kickoff. They were expected to win that game big. The Rough Riders will be picked at home, but
that's tough. Spring Hill has played us tough.
They
Here come the Riders. We're faking. We got everybody's up. Nobody's in a 4-point stance. Yeah, how's the play clock look? 3, get it down.
Looking to pass, looking downfield. Had a perfect
nice
pass.
Catch. Oh, they're saying incomplete?
Yeah, it was I don't have any idea how it was incomplete, but it was good coverage.
I thought that was a great effort by the Jacksonville receiver.
Yeah, a great pass and good effort. He just dropped it on the way down, I guess, because the quarterback did everything he could do.
Oh, that was well placed. Now, the Rough Riders were back there. The defenders were back there, but I thought that the Jacksonville wide receiver made a great play on the football, and I thought he brought it in, but obviously he didn't. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 here for Jacksonville on their 30.
Still early second quarter, 14-0 lead. Been a dramatic.
Oh, we got 4. We got quads over here.
Yeah, very unusual. And the quarterback's going to keep it and run it.
No.
Did not fool number 25 of the Rough Rider defense. Really well played by Eli Lout.
Yeah, Lout comes in. They put all that over there and a bunch of eye candy to try to fake us out, and it does not work.
You can't give eye candy to the Rough Rider Shires. We don't eat no eye candy. I mean, that's true. We don't.
No, we don't.
Okay.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 14. Everything going to plan here for the Rough Riders, just what Coach Brown asked for. Defense doing its job, getting 2 turnovers, getting negative plays, and causing havoc. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 14 here for Jacksonville. As we're going to have a stoppage.
Oh, and it's the Rough Riders calling their second timeout. Okay. Well, we'll take one as well, Mr. Shires. We'll be back here for this big 3rd down in Jacksonville.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Hey, if you're like me, lots of stuff is collected off up at your homestead. Call it down-home clutter. Well, the good news is there's a place for it. You ain't got to have a garage sale or a bonfire. You can take your down-home stuff to down-home storage. That's what I did.
One of the things that Scott Watson was passionate about was staying up to date. He wanted his facility to be comfortable, but not comfortable like you remembered it growing up. From the lobby to the spacious and modern chapel, Watson & Sons never stops getting better. The Watsons, their family serving yours.
All right, here we go. It's 3rd down and a bunch. Not quite a taxi ride or Uber lift as Pierce likes to say. But it's still a good ways to go.
And here we go. There's the snap. And a wide open on a short pass.
But he's got a long way to go.
He's got a long way to go, and Cody Atkinson comes and finishes it up as I believe that was number 3 for the Rough Riders, Robinson, Caden Robinson, who slowed him down. Atkinson able to finish him off, but they got enough to consider the possibility.
I don't think so. I think it's way short.
Yeah, it's going to be about 4th and 4 or 5.
Are they talking about a penalty?
Oh, there may be. Let's see. I'll get the referee. He's talking down here to the side judge, who seems to be a little concerned about something on the sideline. Oh, he's talking now to
I think
coach.
he's talking to coach about. So it's obviously a penalty on Jacksonville, and so you want 4th and medium to or short. I think you push them back. I'd push them back if I was coach.
Okay, maybe we'll get the call when Mr. Whitehat. You know, we didn't tell everybody we popped a pepper at the kickoff, and I was concerned about that, but I think everything's going to work out. Rough Riders look okay.
They're going to. So we're going to go to 3rd and 12.
They declined it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess it's they lose the down.
So it's going to be 4th down and 12?
Yeah. Well, as is often the case when you're unable to hear what's going on, I'm not exactly sure why the ball is where it is. The play got them to the 35. We declined the penalty, yet the ball is still where it was on 3rd down. And they're going to punt. Rough Riders have.
No, they're moving it forward. I think that's right. I think they're getting it right finally.
Yeah, all right. Then that. There you go. That makes sense. Okay.
So 4th and what about 6?
Yeah. And you're.
That's right. We were confused for a reason.
Yeah. Okay, good. The referee forgot the pass was complete. All right. Well, that works. That works. So there's still, you're right, Counselor, he didn't get enough to really go in for it on 4th down feasible when you're in that part of the field. So the Rough Rider return. Oh, the snap goes over the head of the punter. The ball is almost all the way to the end zone, and all he can do is fall down.
Oh, you got it. Oh, my gosh.
So just the wheels are falling off. Jacksonville, the drive looked so promising. And they came 2 feet short of tying the game, and then a 99-yard touchdown, and then a drive that stops, and special teams error that sets up the Rough Riders deep in the Chris Mayfield red zone with a Ray Jones first down and goal.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that, so we got.
Yeah, we haven't earned but about 1 first down. We've been scoring and or not. I mean, you know, first down on the 99 and going all the way.
Right.
You don't say first down. That is a great score. So here we are, down deep in the Chris Mayfield red zone. First down, snap, and the runner falls down, just lost his footing. I think that's number 22, Villejas. The quarterback, number 13, Zamarcus Moten.
Yeah.
The junior.
Yeah, that's.
And Easton is kind of a reluctant quarterback.
Well,
he likes to play defense better.
All right, so here's the snap. They're going to hand it inside the middle, and we're going to go in for the Rough Rider touchdown.
Touchdown, Rough Riders.
So touchdown, Rough Riders, 20-0 here. with 9.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Rough Riders capitalized on a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's about as huge a mistake as you can make. A game full of big plays for the Rough Riders on offense and defense. And Huachapa's extra point, as good as the last two. 21-0, 9:29 to go in the second quarter here in Jacksonville. The Rough Riders putting on a show for a good visiting crowd. We'll be back.
It's one of the great slogans, right? Just tell them James sent you. But when James Campbell sent you away from Campbell Portable Buildings, he wanted it to be something that met your needs, whether it was storage or some inside beautiful living area. They can take care of you at Campbell Portable Buildings, where your building matters. They say, go Riders. Gaddy's Medical Supply. It's your one-stop shop for the supplies and the equipment that you need as you go along your recovery. Their compassionate and knowledgeable staff is there to help you as you get better. Gaddy's Medical Supply.
Part of Watson & Sons Funeral Home is Oak Lawn Memorial Park Perpetual Care Cemetery. A beautifully cared for facility.
All right, here's the kickoff, folks. It's deep, and it's going to go into the end zone.
Yeah, that one, the last one hit the sideline 2 yards before the pylon. This one gets inside the goal line and goes out of bounds about a yard past the pylon. So good kick. Coming up here in about 9.5 game minutes, it's the Farmer State Bank halftime show. We'll get to see the first time the Center High School Band, brought to you by East Texas Auto Motor. We'll also name the Dairy Queen Play of the Half, which right now looks pretty easy. Then the CHS Chaparrals, the Shelby County Sweethearts, brought one more time by Bounds Insurance. They will perform. Then we'll have Camp Pewanee, a brand new sponsor, and the Colonel coming up. We hope the Colonel finds us for a halftime analysis. And then we'll conclude with our part 3 of our conversation with our head coach. All that in the Farmers Bank halftime show. Rough Rider defense back on the field. Jacksonville, quarterback decides to keep it, goes around his right, gets away, makes a really good gain. It looks like he's going to get the first down. Good decision by the quarterback. So far, he is the player of the game for Jacksonville. He's the one that's, I don't think he's made a mistake. He's the reason they've been close. So it's second down. There's the snap. He fakes the handoff. Throw across the field. Almost taken to the house.
Oh, my.
Ooh, when you have a hitch pass that has to go 25 yards in the air, you're taking a chance. And
Who's that, number 12?
Yeah, Zacchaeus Villejas.
That was green grass and glory. He was going to be able to high step it in on that one.
Yeah, that would have been easy and fun as it is. Second down and 10. Down to a 9:01 in the half. 3 wide receivers to the right. Tailback fake. They throw it right in the middle of the field. Good pattern, but boy, totally upended. Hard hit by number 4, Gage. The dream. Takes him down, but good gain. A little more than half of what they needed. It's 3rd down and 5, just across to the 42. They got to get to the 46. Big 3rd down play. And the snap, looking downfield, the big rush. He gets away from it. Now he's in trouble, dumps it off. Oh, my goodness, another perfect decision by the quarterback. Wide open tailback had been lost and forgotten by the defense, and it just went right off of his hands.
Oh, my, yeah. So it's going to be 4th down and 5.
Yeah. And probably, given where we are in the game, they're going to be tempted to go for it, and it looks like we don't see a punter. 26 seconds to go on the game clock. Plenty of time to decide. Jacksonville with 1 timeout left in the half. Both teams with 1.
you do it, you better make it count here because you're going to give the Riders another short
That's
field.
right. So taking a big chance here. 4th down. Fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to keep it. Try to make it. Oh, good block by his tailback. Springs it. And he gets outside the coverage and out of bounds. Stopped by number 12 again, who's having a big series. That's Villejas. But good decision and a great block by the same tailback that dropped the pass earlier. So a risky and courageous first down by the Jacksonville Indians here in their home opener with a brand new coach. Rough Riders here with a brand new coach. So far, a good start for the visitors in white and purple. What I hear from our coach, we hope, at halftime is our student assistant on the field, Hope Naring, will make her debut, interviewing the coach on his way to the locker room. We hope that technically we're able to make that happen. We think we will. Something to look forward to before the Farmers State Bank halftime. There's the snap, and there is the keeper from the quarterback. He just goes straight ahead. Good for about 2, maybe 3 yards. Does he get across midfield? We'll mark it right at midfield, so a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. What do you think so far, Mr. Shires, about this 3-3 stack?
So far, so good. What can you say? 2 interceptions, a goal line stand, and we've allowed a little bit of movement, but just a couple of first downs. They have to earn them. I mean, how many 4th downs have they been in? I mean, it's, now the Riders are up. Controlled chaos here. Now they overload the right side, and they're going. They had that.
Beautiful.
They had that was perfectly well done. They went blitz right into where the ball was going to go. So we bring up 3rd and 10.
3 Rough Riders on the stop. We're going to credit number 9, who that's Etane, making his first play of the season, but he was there quickly from his linebacker spot. Over here, we see the Rough Rider band making their long trek to the sideline to get ready for their opening performance of the 2025 season in their T-shirts. Too hot to dress up in all that Civil War era wool that the uniforms.
In old days, it was never too hot.
That's right. Here we go. 3rd down.
A lot of pressure. Oh, he get away. It's going to set up another 4th down in a bunch. But the Riders are not able to bring the quarterback down. It could have been a huge loss, but it's going to be 4th down and about 5.
About 5. It's going to be I guess a slight advantage for the center defense. But Jared Emerson brought him down. But that quarterback has really he's been impressive.
Yeah, that could have been a 8-10 yard loss and put them in 4th and have to punt.
Mm-hmm.
But this is enough. Again, like you said, advantage Rider defense, but it's close enough to where you go ahead and try it.
So here we go on 4th down. Got to get to about the 36, the snap. He's looking downfield, throws across field. It's tipped and intercepted. Gage, the dream.
He loses the football.
He loses the football. It's picked up by Emerson. Wow, 3 Rough Riders on the play. It was tipped by Wolf, intercepted, and fumbled by Vadrine, picked up by Emerson. And when you put it all together, it's 1st down for the Rider offense on the 38-yard line. My goodness, now that's a candidate for the play of the half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Can you advance a fumble like that? I guess you can when your own team fumbles. But anyway,
did it hit the ground?
No.
Did the fumble hit the ground?
I thought it did. But anyway, regardless, it's going to be the Rough Rider football in the 38, and I think that. Well, I mean, as good a play that was, but there you go. Nothing. There's nothing that I don't think can happen unless we run one 99 and 9/10.
Yeah. Well, that's true. That will be hard to top. Rough Riders with the ball, again in Jacksonville territory with their 3rd turnover. Quick pass. Hey, was that one intercepted? It was a quick hitch to the right, perfectly read by the Jacksonville defender. And it's something of a surprise that Zamarcus Moten has kind of taken over as the Rough Rider quarterback.
2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line. 4 minutes, 55 seconds to go. Here in the first half, it has been all Rough Riders here in this first half.
Snap to Moten. He keeps it. lowers his head, gets a couple of yards right into the interior of the line. We talked to Coach Nick Brown about his offensive goals.
Goals on offense tonight, obviously no turnovers is a big one. Being consistent, third down conversions,
Life is meant to be
and
lived
starting fast.
in motion.
So what do you think? Are his goals being met?
Yes, no turnovers.
That's right. Well, had that one.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But it was, happened down there, yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's see what.
On 3rd and almost 10, Moten back. Left-handed throw, wide open receiver, has to come back for it. You're right. He had him.
That was 6.
That was 6. And the last couple of years, it would have definitely been 6 because our quarterbacks had those big arms.
So that's going to bring up 4th down and see what the Riders do. They're kind of in no man's land. Looks like they are going to go for it. 4th down and 10 here from the 38. There's a snap. We're going to hand it off to Bluford, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. So at that point, it's going to be loss of down. So Jacksonville will take back over with 4:09 to go here in the second period. Riders still up 21-0. There's a Rough Rider penalty, but that play is declined. That penalty is declined, so Jacksonville will take over.
And it's one of the few victories that you'd be able to claim if you're the Jacksonville defense.
Well, it's an interesting decision on 4th and 10 to do that. So Jacksonville's got one timeout left, I believe, to go here in the quarter. Riders have forced 3 turnovers. Really 4 if you count the the bad snap on the punt. There we go, Riders. Jacksonville, they're going to hand off at the middle. Riders will stack it up there. No gain whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a 2-yard loss, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12.
Second down and 12, eh?
That's right.
I had to go away for a second. The chaparral, person in charge of the chaparrals is also our on the sideline reporter, and we have all figured out there's just going to be too many moving parts for her to get an interview. Here we go on 2nd down. Again, the quarterback decides to keep it. He gets across the line of scrimmage and back to the original line of scrimmage, and so instead of 2nd and 12, now it's 3rd and, about 10. Center defense has had all the answers.
So if they run the football here and don't get a first, will the Riders use a timeout to preserve some clock to try to get one more score?
I would think. I'm going to wait and see what happens here on this play, then I'm going to take off and go get ready to do my other job as the band announcer and the chaparral announcer, Mr. Shires. I'll leave it to you.
All right, so again, with the Riders, they come out. Nice play, just not going to be nearly enough. They're going to get close, though. Again, it's going to be 4th down and, probably what?
About 5. They've made it something that is worthwhile to try, I suppose. All right, Mr. Shires, good luck. I'll talk to you at
All right.
into halftime.
So here we go. It's 4th down and a long 5. We're going to call it 5. It's close to being 6. So they got the ball on the 49, and they've got to get – they got the ball on the 46, on their 46, and they've got to get to the Rough Rider 49. So there's the snap. Riders going to drop guys. They're going to throw it in the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Again, that would have been a 1st down, but Jacksonville receiver is unable to bring the ball in, and he gets walloped in the middle. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. Riders will take over again with a minute 59, so just under 2 minutes to go here. So plenty of time for the Rough Riders to put a drive together to try to go up by 4 touchdowns, 28-0. But right now it's 21-0. Jacksonville has at times looked good, but the Rough Rider defense with the pressure has caused some major negative plays that Jacksonville has been unable to dig themselves out of, which is kind of the point of Coach's defense. So here we get this. Let's see anything going on here. We've got a shot of our cheerleaders. So here we go. Rough Riders get ready to go. 1:59 to go here in the half. Again, on the 46-yard line. I'm sorry, the 46-yard line. We're going to run the hitch. We're going to pick up a nice gain there. Going to be enough to move the chains. Picked up about 12 on that play. So remains first down and 10. J.K. Barnes with the catch. Well, we're going to have a stoppage of play where they get something figured out. Minute 46. Oh, the clock is running. And there's a snap. It's going to be handed off again to Bluford, and he's going to scamper over right side for a minimal gain, maybe a yard or two. Brings up second down, and we'll say second down and 8 here for the Rough Riders. Riders not in a huge hurry. Plenty of time as we still have a minute and 9 to go. Drop back. We're going to go over the middle on us. Oh! Try to throw a slant, but it was not where it needed to be, and that very well could have been picked off. Going to bring up third down and 8 here for the Rough Riders. Very, very lucky to get away with that one, because that was thrown right to the hands of the free safety, and he just can't bring it in. So third down and 8 here for the Riders. They're going to throw it again. They're going to throw a screen pass, and that was well defended by Jacksonville. We're going to lose a couple yards. It's going to bring up fourth down here, and fourth down at about 11. And it looks like Jacksonville is going to use their final timeout to try to preserve a little bit of time. That'll be their final timeout. They're calling for 54 seconds to be on the game clock. Maybe 50 seconds. We'll put that there. So it's going to be fourth down now. See what the Rough Riders do. Does not look like they're going to punt. Yeah, they wanted 54 seconds on the game clock. So it's fourth down and 10. Rough Riders are not punting. The officials are trying to get them to put 4 seconds more. There we go. The clock operator has it, and here we go. Riders going to throw deep out. Oh, it's there, but we cannot complete it. So that will be a turnover on down, so Jacksonville will take over with 48 seconds to go here in the half. So we'll take a quick break while they're doing that, and we'll be right back.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
All right, here we go. Jacksonville, within just the quarterback comes in. .48 seconds. Oh, and they're going to draw the Rough Riders off sides. It's going to make first down and 5 with the offsides penalty. Riders come with some pressure. Oh, and there we are. There's the Sarge in there. Gregory comes in, and he gives us the salute with a huge sack here for the Rough Riders. You're going to bring up, that's going to make it second down, and we'll say 15. The Sarge making his presence known. I think that's it. I think they're not going to run another play. They're going to let the clock run out. And with that, folks, it'll be the Farmer State Bank halftime show coming up next. Normally we would have our interview with Coach Nick Brown, but there's just too much going on. We're on the other side of the field. So with that, folks, Rough Riders will head to the intermission up 21-0. You're watching the Rough Riders here live on NETSN, brought to you by the Pineywood Sports Network here. This is Counselor Stephen Shires with Chris Wallington over there, and we'll be right back.
People come to Covington Lumber Building and Supply because they have home construction projects, and one of those, plumbing projects. Covington's got you covered. They have the showers and the tubs to get you started, and they have all the different fixtures and lots of different choices to round out the project. Then they have the tools that you need to make the things happen. It's all yours at Covington Lumber. You're watching Game 1 of the 2025 season. The Center Rough Riders take on the Jacksonville Indians, live from the historic Tomato Bowl.
Serving our communities for over a century, Farmers State Bank continues to meet the financial needs of East and Central Texas. With roots that run deep, Farmers State Bank serves as a source of financial strength to meet the needs of our neighbors. From a comprehensive range of financial products to individual service, we remain dedicated to being a true community bank. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams.
Welcome, everyone. The first half is over, so now it's time for the Farmers State Bank halftime show. Tonight, we bring you the first performance of the Rough Rider Band, brought to you by East Texas Auto Motor, and Bounds Insurance brings the Chaparrals. Then, new sponsor Camp Pewanee brings us the halftime analysis with the Colonel, Matt Gregory. And then we wrap things up with Borders Poultry Supply and our up close and personal with our final visit with head coach Nick Brown. And now, the behind-the-scenes mastermind of the Micah Parsons trade, the counselor Stephen Shires.
Everybody, welcome to the Farmer State Bank halftime show. It is time for the band, and Chase Mayfield has come up here, so this is going to be great. I have somebody that can talk with me. Okay, we got to turn you up there. I think you may be number one. So it's time for the Center Rough Rider Band, I believe. So let's get ready for them.
Welcome back, folks. It's the Farmers Bank halftime show. And now it's time to enjoy the pride of Shelby County, the Center High School Marching Band, under the direction of Chris Smith.
All right, there's our twirlers out. They are performing to Seven Nations Army. I don't know if we can. I don't hear any music. There they are. There it goes. A traditional band performance here, Mr. Mayfield. Oh, we got to turn you up. We can't hear you. Let's
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little more. Go ahead and crank you up. There you go.
All right.
All right, there we go.
There we are. Yeah, you know, Center's got that traditional military-style band, a lot like those fighting Texas Aggies. And it's fun to watch and really hard to execute the same kind of discipline that Center has on the field whenever it comes to band.
Right. I remember when I was in high school, I was in band some of the time. Well, we went and we did a contest, and the guy said our band director was Doris Grant, part of the famous Grant family.
Yeah.
And the people there, we were out of state in a marching contest, and they said he was either a genius or crazy. They didn't know which one it was because of the intricate things that we were doing.
Most of the time, it's a little bit of both, in my experience.
Yeah, that's right. We get a little bit of the music there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can hear it on the broadcast or not. Is it coming through his camera right up here?
No, it is not. I mean, it's going to be very.
Faint.
What we can probably do is see if we got another. Let's take that headset right there, stick it out, and turn it up. I'm not whatever's turned down.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, let's see. That's probably.
Oh yeah, I can hear it now. Yeah, that's it. A little too late. We'll still get to hear the band.
Our Center High School Marching Band is brought to you this year by East Texas Auto Motor, the official auto repair shop for the Rough Rider radio team, and former and part-time cameraman Eric Mendoza. That's his family's shop. I know they keep my vehicles on the road and going.
You know, the Mendozas they're a really knowledgeable family. They know a lot about your automotive, and they will keep you on the road. They'll keep you in a reliable car and keep your old car working, you know, a little bit longer. That's something that you can't get out of most mechanic shops nowadays.
That's right. So we see the humongous Center High School band.
I got you.
And now, presenting the pride of Shelby County, the award-winning Center High School Marching Band.
Hear the fanfare. That's the traditional fanfare for the Center band.
Tonight, the band's program includes precision fanfare by Pregame and Curls of March by King.
You know, just the sheer mass of our band, you can't even hardly get the whole thing in the camera, in the wide angle camera.
So we have to see the close-up shot, and then we'll go to a larger shot. There we go, a little. It's a shorter performance because they're just now, starting to put everything in. So with that, folks, it's now time for our chaperones.
The band is under the field direction of drum majors Eliza Mary Lee Cup and Azula Figueroa. The band member.
All right, folks, now it's time back. It's time for the CHS Chaparrals, the Sweethearts of Shelby County.
The Sweethearts of Shelby County, the Center High School Chaparrals. The Chaparral sponsors are Courtney Ballin and Jennifer Fawcett. The Chaparrals are led tonight by senior captain Kiara Vincent, junior lieutenant Madison Crawford, junior lieutenant Autumn Bennett, sophomore lieutenant Harmony Berry, and senior lieutenant Maria Edwards. This week's Chaparral of the Week, Ziamara Gonzalez. Tonight, the girls will be performing a jazz routine to the song Showstopper.
You know, the only unfortunate thing about being on the visitor side over here or one of the unfortunate things is, they have the girls in the back that don't know the dance as well. On this side, the best dancers, they always put them on the front. But everybody looks pretty well timed today. Very good showing by the Center Chaparrals, Shelby County Sweethearts. Man, I'd just like to add, this is one of the nicest stadiums I've ever. I mean, I know it's a little old, but I mean, as far as the way that it's set up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's set up for comfort. You got real wide. You got real wide seating. Like I said, really cool press box too.
Oh yeah.
This is my first time in the Tomato Bowl.
Oh, really?
I just like to like I said, remark at what a nice stadium it is. It really is.
Oh yeah.
Another solid performance by those sweethearts of Shelby County.
That's right.
It looks like the Jacksonville Indians are about to retake their field with their own chaparrals.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, hear from East Texas Automotor and some other sponsors, including Farmers Bank, which brings us our halftime show. Here, it's the Rough Riders up 21-0 over the Jacksonville Indians.
We take our cars for granted, but what happens when they won't start, or they won't run, or they won't turn off, or you get the lights on the dash that say something's wrong and you don't know what to do with it? East Texas Auto Care. It's on Tenaha Highway as you leave town on the left, and they can take care of everything. The trained technicians understand the complicated electronics as well as the engine itself. The Mendoza family would love to take care of you and your vehicle at East Texas Auto.
Farmers State Bank, un nombre que conoces y en que puedes confiar. Somos sus vecinos y compañeros comunitarios. Estamos comprometidos a cumplir sus necesidades financieras, proveyendo soluciones bancarias para sus préstamos, hipotecarios, comerciales o personales. Con 120 años de servicio a nuestra comunidad, somos parte de sus rodeos, hipotecas y festivales locales. Queremos que sepas que estamos aquí para ayudarte. Visítenos en fsbctx.bank o ven a vernos hoy. Farmers State Bank, mejorando vidas y cumpliendo sueños.
Father, for lunch today, I would like a salad.
Father, for lunch, I'd like one of those American cheeseburgers.
I'm a vegetarian.
Cheeseburger.
That's what I need.
Ice cream.
Oh, when everyone in your family thinks they're royalty, take them someplace where they could all get something good. Dairy Queen.
Everybody, welcome back. It's the Farmer State Bank halftime show here live on NETSN. Time to do a little halftime analysis brought to you by Camp Huani. Normally we're going to have the Colonel in here, but we're going to go with you, Chase, on the Mayfield.
Man, a real defensive show in this half from the Rough Riders. We kind of struggled to get it going offensively. But some of the things that I've seen that are worth noting is number 4, Gage Vadrine, coming across the middle and laying the wood. Every time they do catch the ball, he is putting the hat on somebody, and then he's talking a little trash. And I kind of like to see that. I like to see a little bit of attitude on the field. I like to see our defensive players getting into it, being scrappy, and between number 4 and number 2 tonight, our secondary has really showed up. Number 15, Grant Gregory's been getting back there after the quarterback, and that's kind of just a matter of time. If you've been watching him play, he had quite a few little quarterback hurries early on in the first quarter, and leading up into the second quarter, up into that big sack right before the half.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just a real tone setter. Anytime you take the quarterback's head and drive it into the turf, I mean, that's how you set the tone. Honestly, I think the Jacksonville Indians might be sitting there looking at the clock going, how much longer do we have to play this game today? Because the Rough Rider defense has showed up today.
They have 3 turnovers, a goal line stand, and all that. But then what about the 99-yard touchdown run by the offense?
Oh, man.
That's incredible.
If it would have been 102 yards, I think Blue might have fell over from exhaustion.
Well, I think it's right. I think he went about as far as he could. But it was far enough, and it was a Rough Rider touchdown. So, short fields, long fields, Rough Rider, Coach Brown has to be happy about the play of the guys. And let's talk about the Dairy Queen play of the half. And I think it has to be the 99-yard touchdown run.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's our best play on offense. You could pick it. There's a lot of different plays to pick from on defense if you were trying to find one, but, I mean, that's been our strongest offensive play tonight.
Right. Defensively, play of the game. I mean, is it the goal line stand on the 4th down?
Oh, it's got to be. It's either that or, number 2 coming right back out and picking the ball again the second time. I mean, that kind of sets the tone. Y'all ain't gonna pass on me. You're gonna have. We got this whole section of the field sectioned off. You're gonna have to throw it that other corner because I'm gonna catch it if you throw it over here, buddy.
That's right. All right, folks. That's our halftime analysis brought to you by Kemp Uwani. We don't have an ad for them, but we'll talk about that. Chris Wallen can talk about that. He has a long history with that. And we're going to hear – we didn't hear because we had a abbreviated pregame show. We're going to hear part 2, part of our Borders Poultry up close and personal. We're going to hear part 2 and part 3 of the Coach Brown interview that Chris Wallington had. Again, this is going to be the Farmer State Bank halftime show here live on NETSN.
Coach, part 2 of our Friday conversation, your counterpart at Jacksonville, sounds like the two of you are sort of arriving at a career point at the same time tonight.
Yeah, so Coach Stevenson, he's in his first year as a head coach as well, just like I am here. He's coming from a very good program in Alvarado and was there. He's an Alvarado kid, graduated from there, and I got a chance to help rebuild that program, very similar to my story at Aubrey. And,
how far away are those two schools?
So Alvarado's on the south side of Fort Worth, and Aubrey is on the far north end of the Metroplex. You're looking at probably an hour and 15 with 35 traffic, like 2 hours. But it's not. It's really not that far.
Right. Okay. And when you look across at their defense, what do they show you?
They're very fast. They're quick. They move well. They're picking up the new schemes very well. They're kind of in the same situation we are. They're learning a whole new offense and a whole new defense, but they seem to be picking up very well. They move around a lot. They stun a lot. They try to disguise coverages and move around quite a bit in the secondary to try and force you into making a bad decision based on a pre-snap read. So they're doing some good stuff over there.
And on the offensive side?
So offensively, they're very athletic up front. They look to have improved from the film I saw last year with our game with them. And the scheme that Coach Stevenson runs is very similar to ours, but it's a lot of quick passes, getting the ball out fast, not holding on to the ball a long time, and they're getting better at it.
Well, good luck in the first half, Coach. We'll talk to you again at halftime.
Everybody, that's part 1 of our Up Close and Personal brought to you by Borders Poultry Supply. We'll hear from them and Farmers Bank, and we come back and we'll listen to part 3 of Chris Wallington's interview with the coach.
She had to do something for the chaperones.
No, I know. Yeah. Matt Gregory to the show?
No.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmer State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
And bring them out here, wanting to finish the year. They'd only ever known Aubrey. They've only ever lived in Aubrey.
Right.
And so, that was an opportunity for them to get to finish the school year and be with their friends. And but it was, from April, May, and first part of June there, I was on my own.
But a huge transition for them.
Yeah.
For most of the people under your roof, this is the second place they've ever lived.
Yes.
That's inherently not easy. How has it gone?
No, in the coaching profession, that's definitely not the norm. Coaches' kids are just kind of used to every couple of 3 years moving to a different spot.
Yeah.
And so we were very fortunate to be in Aubrey as long as we were, but felt like it was the right time. And so they've grown up, right around grandparents and uncles and aunts and nieces and nephews and cousins and all that. So we've always been. I think the furthest relative immediate family from us is about 20 minutes in Aubrey, and so we're all very close, and so that was tough. My brother is our pastor at our church back home, and this is the first time in 20 years I haven't been there on a Sunday regularly. Simple things of like, hey, I want to run to Target. Well, that's an hour away.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to.
You can run to Target.
Yeah, you can run, but it'll be there. Yeah, and so just the going from the Metroplex to coming out to East Texas, that was tough. But they've adjusted well. They're loving school. They're loving the town. They love coming to the square, just looking at the lights, and they can't wait to go to the movie theater and all those things. And so,
Aubrey, it didn't have no Rio.
No, it did not have a Rio. And now they're about to experience their first poultry festival.
Yes.
So we had the peanut festival.
Okay.
I don't think it compares. There's lots of peanut festivals. There's only one poultry festival.
Well, that's right.
So they're getting ready to see that.
Well,
and the biggest help to that has been the community here has been so welcoming. It's been so nice. From our neighbors across the street to people in town that'll stop us and say, "Hey, so glad you're here." And I told my wife I'm a little worried because we haven't played a football game yet, so I'm wondering if they're going to say that Monday.
Right. That was Up Close and Personal, brought to you for the 20th, 21st, 22nd season by Borders Poultry Supply. The Up Close from the Borderline is what we've called it since our radio days. A chance to get to know someone a little bit better. And today, we finished getting to know Nick Brown, who's having a great first game, at least as far as the first half goes. We also want to say a big thank you to Camp Huani, who brought us our halftime analysis. They're going to be doing that all season long. 9 miles from downtown center, 9 miles from Walmart, hidden between Center and Timpson, and excellent band on the field, and an excellent summer camp in the woods of Shelby County. They would like to be known a little more by folks in East Texas, so that's what we're doing, bringing them a little bit of love during halftime. Thank you very much, Camp Huani, for that. When we come back, we will have quickly a scoring update from some of the games that we're following, and then we'll bring you the third quarter. We'll be back after this.
Farmers State Bank, un nombre que conoces y en que puedes confiar. Somos sus vecinos y compañeros comunitarios. Estamos comprometidos a cumplir sus necesidades financieras, proveyendo soluciones bancarias para sus préstamos, hipotecarios, comerciales o personales. Con 120 años de servicio a nuestra comunidad, somos parte de sus rodeos, hipotecas y festivales locales. Queremos que sepas que estamos aquí para ayudarte. Visítenos en fsbctx.bank o ven a vernos hoy. Farmers State Bank, mejorando vidas y cumpliendo sueños.
All right, everybody. So let's talk about the Bowlesfleet Blimp and give the Batters Law Firm halftime scorecard.
Let's do that. The Blimp unable to make it today because they had restricted airspace. We had a parachutist that Chase you got to talk to. Pretty cool guy.
Yeah, pretty nice.
And other than he doesn't know much about football.
Yeah.
Because he's a little bit off on his prognostication.
25-19 or something like that.
I think he said 27-14 Jacksonville was his prediction.
Well, okay. That's at least a score that's possible, but right now
just the other way.
Yeah.
He knows who was signing the check, all right?
Yeah. That's right. Rough Riders looking pretty good right now.
Hey, we talked about our DQ play of the game, which was on offense it was the big 99-yard touchdown.
Right.
Defensively, it was the the goal line stand.
Goal line stand. Yeah.
But I just realized
Yeah.
that we had that Chase. This is why Chase is superior to Chris.
Right.
Is that he went and got us some DQ tacos.
He did.
And I'm about to tear into some right now.
And I mean, I think that makes you another DQ play. That's one of the DQ plays of the game. Get that food for us. Thank you very much. The score is right quick that we at least got from the captain of the Bulls Feed Blimp. Our opponents next week, Spring Hill putting it on the Sabine Cardinals 32-6. The Gilmer Buckeyes have their hands full with Longview Pine Tree 12-10 they're leading. And then Henderson, in a 1-point game, mid-second quarter is the last time we had the score. It was 14-13. And Carthage, late second quarter, still down 7-0. That's the last score we have. It's at halftime there now, so I'm sure it's changed. But those are the games that we're following from the Blimp. And a lot of the other games along the NETSN network you see scrolling, they're on your screen. There you go. That's the Bulls Feed Blimp. Bulls Feed for all your feed needs and all your horse needs. To have a horse room that has no parallel in the county. It was recently voted best feed store in Nacogdoches. That's how good it is, thanks to Bulls Feed. Guess that concludes the Farmer State Bank halftime show. What's the keys to the second half, Chase?
Man, the keys to the second half is to unlock the offense and to let you know we got to unlock the pass game a little bit. We're a little one-dimensional with our run game. We got to make them fear our pass. Probably in this game, just to get some steam, get some good pass completions in there, get some good practice going, and not let up on the gas.
Practice some offense. After the kick, they get to return it this time. They break it past the 20, past the 30, down to the 40. One of the biggest plays of the game for Jacksonville, their kickoff return, and they start in good field position.
Chris Wallington, my key to the second half is I want to see the Riders throw a shutout here.
That would be nice.
Don't let them, no score.
No
score. Even if it's 21-0. I mean, I want to see 0 on the board.
Okay, so we got an offensive guy that says we need to work offense. We have a defensive guy that says no points. I'm going to say my keys are both. That's brought to you by Ray Jones Chevrolet. They have the cars that you need, the new Chevrolets and pre-owned vehicles of all stripes, all flavors. It's Ray Jones on Highway 96 North. We've had the Shelby Savings Bank kickoff, and now we're back with the first play of the second half. Fake run. Quarterback rolls right, and there is nothing for him to do but fall down as about 7 Rough Riders. A broken jail cell of Rough Riders makes the
Number
stop.
34, I don't have my roster. Number 34 comes up at the bottom of the pile. Is that Quincy?
Number 34, Quincy Simmons.
Yep. That's about right.
Ben Bolton, the quarterback, has been very good for the Indians. He's been about the only one that's been consistently good tonight. He lost yardage there. Back to throw here on second down. Nice throw, long throw. Well defended on the sideline. And that throw needed a little bit more on it.
Eli Olivas.
Oh, yeah, Olivas.
Olivas.
We've called his name 2 or 3 times tonight. And we've called some of the folks that we figured we would, the Grant Gregory's and the Atkinsons, but we've had some new names making a splash here in this 2025 game opener.
By the way, the Sarge on the big sack, he gave us the salute coming up.
That's awesome.
Not only that, he does it to the correct side of the field because he knows he even knows we're over here.
He's savvy. On 3rd and 12.
Oh!
He puts it down. He thought he was going to pass it. Almost got away, but he didn't. Almost is not enough. And in the big arms again. Or is that 34 or 24?
Quincy Simmons
again. It's Simmons and the Sarge. Both of them back there. That's a huge loss on the play. He tried to throw it, and he pulled it down because of so much pressure. And I think that was the Sarge. And then Quincy just comes in and just delivers the blow. I'm not sure what is this, 4th down and what is that?
A cab ride.
It's a cab ride.
Got to call the Uber.
Yeah, that's 25 yards. 4th and a long 25 right here.
We definitely respect the leg of the punter, though, as our returner. That's
number 5.
That's Olivas again.
Yeah, Eli.
Is giving him about 60 yards to kick that ball, standing on the 30. The punter standing on the 10. And the kind of timeout, it's Jacksonville timeout on a punt. That's got to hurt, too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're worried about on that.
We are happy, as always, to have with us Rough Rider Oil and Lube right there on Highway 96 to help you take care of the engine that gets you where you need to go. Rough Rider Oil and Lube. It's also the place where you can find the score all week long. Nathan will have it up on his billboard. Vance Payne style.
Yep.
Letting you know what the score is. We also are proud to be joined just across the road by JBI Insurance. Joe Bill Mattier. It's his insurance. He's a specialist in anything that you need, but he also is really good with poultry farms. That's kind of his bailiwick. If you want to make sure that your farm's covered, it's JBI Insurance. They back the riders all the way.
You know, one of the newcomers, you mentioned a lot of new names this year, and one of the newcomers that's really made a name for himself tonight is Lout. Eli Lout has stepped up today and been a really good defender for the Rough Riders, number 25.
Yeah.
Oh,
the punter drops the ball. He manages to get it off. They have really struggled. That's the second time they've had issues, but that one actually went very well, didn't it? That's about as good as you could hope for. A fumbled punt. Good, lucky bounce. A one-step punt that rolled perfectly. Nice break for the Jacksonville Indians. Rough Rider offense will take the field for the first time. Nick Brown, in his debut season for the Rough Riders, he was so excited about today. And it was fun talking to him. I asked him if he was excited about the night. He was.
Well, you know, we also talked about, you got that, go ahead and play.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am having a hard time containing myself. I'm so freaking excited right now, I can't see straight. I can't stand still. It's crazy.
Excellent.
It's fun to have this job and have fun at it. And so, first down, the throw from Wolf back in the game. I think it was dropped. So that's going to be an incompletion. Well, the pass game, when Wolf has been in, and he played the first quarter and then didn't play quarterback in the second, which is kind of unusual. A little bit of Roger Staubach, Craig Morton. I'm going to alternate my quarterbacks. His pass game has been kind of horizontal so far. On second down, he hands the ball off around the right side, untouched for the first down. Goes the big man, Bluford. Jim Bluford again. Adds another 12 yards to a stellar night. And what's his average?
What, when you get one of them 99,
he's only run 4 or 5 times for 120 yards. That is just almost got to be one of the state's best averages when it's all looked at. Wolf again. Quick pass over to number 3, the hitch. Turns upfield. 5 blue jerseys ride him down. Who was that, Chase?
Number
3
for the Rough Riders, Bracaden Robinson.
Yep.
And one of those names that we're calling. And the receivers have looked sharp, but after this play, Chase, I want you to tell me the good news you saw last night from the junior varsity when we were on offense. And see what happens here first. Wolf facing 2nd and 5. Has the ball rolling right, looking downfield. Throws it deep, has
wide
a man
open.
wide open. Number 5. Did he make the catch? Was he out of bounds?
I think he's out of bounds.
He says catch. He says catch.
Catch. Number 5, Eli Olivas.
I know
again.
he didn't get both feet in bounds, but you don't have
to get one,
yeah.
I thought he was bobbling going out. But you know where that puts us?
In the State Farm Chris Mayfield red zone.
Yes, and it's also a
Ray Jones first down.
There we go. We got to get them all.
Yeah, I love it when you get 2.
Yeah, 2
the
for the price of
first
1.
down in the Mayfield red zone. First down, just over 10. Good fake by Wolf. Wide open. It's like the Red Sea parted. Moses just crossed into the promised land, y'all, with a beautiful 10.5-yard sprint to the end zone.
The young Wolf coming in and adding that spark on offense that the Rough Riders have been looking for all first half.
It was a good play, but I tell you what, his offensive lineman on the left side, the guard and the tackle made that happen. It was just a hole blown into the line. Wolf still on the field holding the extra point. Huichapa's extra point, low but heavy. Man, he could have kicked that for another 20, 30 yards. It's good. He's perfect on the night. 28-0. Rough Riders take the lead here in the early third quarter in Jacksonville.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
Well, there was Rowdy the Rough Rider.
Out here making his rounds, talking to all the little Rough Riders. Yeah, so last night I had the chance of attending the junior varsity game, and I saw some pretty good stuff from the junior varsity Rough Riders last night. We're pretty big, we're pretty athletic. Everybody that was on the field is a fast, good player. And Grady Pace, a sophomore from Center, has they've added him as his first year played quarterback, and he was showing some real bright spots. He threw a couple back shoulder fades to some really good receivers, and
they're tall.
Yeah. Oh man, they're real big. We got 2 or 3 really big, good sized receivers, and
JV has 2 or 3 receivers over 6'1".
Oh man, there was 2 receivers that were over 6'3".
Wow,
it was crazy.
Yeah.
And those are youngsters.
Yeah, they got to be freshmen. I couldn't imagine that they spend the whole season on JV. But, man, if you look at our wide receivers on varsity, they're pretty solid, too.
They don't really need to replace him.
No.
Jacksonville down 4 touchdowns, hands the ball.
Nice run up
Bolton,
the middle.
Yes, good run up the middle. Hand off to number 28. That's Alex Polk.
Sorry.
Getting the handoff from Ben Bolton, the quarterback.
It's going to be 2nd and 2.
Almost picked up the first down. Ball on the 30. Got to get to the 32. The snap, the handoff, and he gets up the middle again. That's his counterpart, number 26, Radarius Searles. Really like the last name, S-I-R-L-S, Radarius Searles.
Tackle on the play by number 9, Ethane. We
really do have a multicultural starting lineup with folks from really home bases all over the planet. Penalty on the play early, stopped the play. False start is the call against the Indians.
Not what they need to do.
No. Back it up from the 42 to the 37. Got big number 30 coming into the game. Tags number 14. Number 33 coming into the game. Tags Jackson Sanford. 16 comes into the game. Tags number 4.
Kason Greer.
So new personnel. The pass into the flat. It's caught by number 26. Gets some good yards. Gets outside. Thrown out of bounds on the far side. That again, second play in a row by Radarius Searles. Notice that they're using a lot of players.
Yeah, Center's making a pretty good use of everybody. Everybody's getting used. You don't see a whole lot of guys just sitting around with their helmet in their hands.
Right.
Everybody's got their helmet on waiting to go in.
And another pause in the action. I got a chance to talk to the sergeant about all those players.
Defensively, we've moved a lot of people to different positions. Like, instead of linebacker, I'm playing D-line this week. We got some safeties coming down at linebacker, so I'm really excited to see how that's going to go. I really think our defense is tapped in.
Why did you make those moves? Do you know what motivated that?
Or the coaches made the moves. I guess they just think that's the most optimal way to go.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
And it's looked to be true as they've stayed fresh. Here on second down, Bolton back, scrambling to his right, decides to keep it, run out of bounds before he really could get. I think he lost about a yard.
Number 11, Easton Wolf with the defense. He read that play. It looked like he was coming down to fill the gap in the middle and bolted to the outside to beat the quarterback to the sideline.
We've heard about that a lot last year and this year. Wolf's football smarts, his football intelligence. Same with Cody Atkinson. They just Grant. They understand the game and they make good decisions.
Yeah, they know where the ball's going before it gets there, and that's one of the ways to be the best defensive player on the field.
3rd down and 7. Quarterback's back, steps into the pocket, gets away. Last-minute throw, good decision. Downfield to number 1. Gets the first down and a lot more. Very good play. Patience by Bolton getting the ball to Jordan McGowan. Big first down.
Yeah, you also talked to Coach, didn't you, about a couple of different things? Are they going with some little tempo here?
Yeah, up tempo.
You talked about buy-in, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I hope we get a chance to hear Coach talk about in this quarter. But right now, the Indians are on a drive. Plenty of time. Oh, one of the first bad decisions of the game for Bolton. He had
I think it's a good decision, just
bad
didn't
throw.
execute
Right, poorly executed. Had a wide open receiver on the side, and that's one thing that's a little worrying about the defense. There have been some wide open Indians.
Yeah, we got a couple gaps in the secondary that got to get sewed up. They're playing pretty tough against the run, and they are bringing the hat, which you like to see on defense. But yeah, we've got some coverage issues that need to get fixed.
So 2nd down. Bolton rolls, dumps it. Oh, bad dump. Kept it high over the head of Searles, and almost ended up being intercepted.
Like number 4, Gage Vidrine, I think, on the defense for the Rough Riders.
Almost scooped it.
Yeah.
Second bad execution in a row. That one was pretty easy. You need to get that dump off down into the gut. 3rd down and 10 now.
But there's so much pressure.
It's true.
I think it rattles the offensive players.
You just almost have to. Really good defensive pressure on this new look center defense. The 3rd down snap, hands it off.
Nice cut back. Yep. They'll get some yards, but it's not going to be enough. But they'll certainly, I think, go for this.
Alex Polk gives them reason to hope on 4th down as he gains 5 of the 10 they needed, and of course down 28-0. Here at 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, the Indians really don't have a choice, do they?
Yeah, they got to step up here. They got to. I think if you don't score a touchdown here, you just about got to kiss the game goodbye with the kind of defense that with how much the Indians have struggled on offense.
The little tailback, C.J. Sally in the game, number 32, standing by the quarterback. They call the play, look to Stevenson across the way. Change the play down to 3 seconds. They get it snapped. The 4th down pass.
Oh,
down.
Quincy Simmons.
Quincy Simmons is putting up a really good campaign for player of the game.
Yeah.
He's not made a big, huge single play, but he's made a bunch of good ones.
Yeah. Decaden Cooks definitely, the first quarter has belonged to Decaden Cooks for the Rough Rider defense, but the whole game has started to look like it belongs to Quincy Simmons.
And so there's the Jacksonville defense on the field, realizing that they're letting this slip away with half the 3rd quarter gone.
Yeah, if the Rough Riders get up here and put up a good drive, eat some clock off the eat some time off the clock.
See Quincy there on the sideline.
He getting a little love down there?
Yeah, here come the Rough Rider offense back out. You feel like we're going to see some running the football here.
Need to.
And there is the handoff. Beautiful move by number 22. We've seen that over and over. He was going to go up the middle, and the late flag is going to be, I think, for a face mask.
All right, late hit out of bounds.
Or late something. Yeah, I thought there was a face mask for sure. We'll find the referee.
Really nice block Easton put up too, to break their break the running back.
That's
out of
the kind of quarterback he likes to play. Let me hand it to you, then I'll go hit somebody.
Yeah.
So it was a good run, but after the unnecessary frustration, roughness.
You know, it's tough whenever you get down this far. I've been on both sides of this game, and yeah, whenever you're the team that's getting beat down, it's hard to keep a good attitude.
Let's watch Jenkins on this play. We got a good view of him right in the middle. He's going to snap the football, and he's
okay.
I thought it was a run fake,
and this time, Bracaden Robinson runs the hook pattern, perfectly done. Ran to his defender, made the defender commit to go backwards, then turned around, perfectly delivered by number 11. Easton with a sharp pass, good decision. 2nd down and 2. And they're letting the clock run. Not in a big hurry. In the shotgun again. The handoff right up the middle. Number 22. The one that is very shifty and quick, much smaller. It's Villejas, and he's had a good game. I think he's carried more than Bluford has.
Yeah, you know, got to get that second back in there. Get some good work in, get some good reps right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Wellington, with your camera and her play, I'm going to go right on Jenkins and watch what he's doing to people. Oh, that's just
that was
tough
a move
run
from Villejas as he got hit at the line. Should have been stopped, got away. Ran forward and then to the left, angling into the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone for another Ray Jones Chevrolet first down. Now, what number is that you want me to get?
55, it's the center.
55.
The center, yeah.
Oh, okay. Why would you be interested in what the center's doing?
Because he's whooping him.
Know.
He is whooping that nose guard.
I don't know. Let's just see, because we got pancake breakfast on the line tomorrow.
That's true. That's true. There's the center. And there's the pile moving.
Oh, man. Oh, your camera froze up, Wellington.
Of course it
right
did. Okay, we asked something of it, and it froze.
Uh-oh. Now it's not. Now it's like.
I just turned off by starting it again.
Okay.
So it was good to have a moment where we were following an offensive lineman, but we messed it up. Still, the run gets 5 good yards. Wow, at halftime, Henderson 28, Athens 27. There is a game brewing in Henderson.
Yeah, you know, Athens, if you just looked at that game on paper, I don't think that I'd pick Athens.
Intercepted, thrown to number 9. Down, it was close to the end zone.
Well, it's going to be an interesting decision here. What this is?
Yeah, he tackled him into the end zone.
He's in the end zone.
Of course, they're going to give him
they'll
forward progress.
put it on the half-yard line. They're going to have to think about this because that could be a safety.
Well, get a shot
because he captured. He definitely intercepted it out in the field of play and then retreated and got tackled in the end zone. I think it could be a safety.
That tackle was made by number 7, Peyton Fountain, and he manhandled him back into the end zone.
Okay, they're going to
give him progress right outside. And this is almost exactly where we had the football.
Actually, I think it's about an inch or two further away. So if a Jacksonville runner takes it for a touchdown, it will be about 6 inches longer than the one that we got to have with Bluford. Yeah, that score in Henderson, you were elaborating on it. It's Rick Meek's debut.
Yeah.
And they were picked to lose by a couple of touchdowns. It's a good game. Here's the big pass on first down, overthrown by everybody. Overthrown by everybody. The receiver and the defender couldn't get to it.
All right, I tell our outside man we're having. We have lost.
Yeah, I'll go over and what does he need to start over?
No, you need to operate the camera there, Mr. Watt.
I'll do that.
Or Mr. Mayfield does.
I can do it.
All right.
Technical issues. Fortunately, though, we can fix those.
Right, we're good here. We have lost.
Had such a very good work on the shots that crystal clear and really good decision making has been kind of artistry with the camera. Yep. In the meantime, even though it was overthrown and we were worried rightly about our about our camera, there was a foul, a 15-yard variety, so it's first down by virtue of penalty. Here is the carry, splits 2 defenders. It's not going to be a big game, well played by the center defense, including number 10, Kamarian Hill will be credited with the tackle, but still it was a gain of about not much. And their referees are discussing, I think, where to place the ball. Stops the clock at 3:24 to go in the third quarter. And while we are stopped, let me say thank you to Mooney's Emporium. Besides all the gifts, both the ones that you can wear and the ones that you can eat, you're wearing a shirt that is directly from the Emporium.
You get a shot of it?
I think I can. There it is. It's Fred Sanford.
Yeah, you big dummy.
You big dummy. We got that from. And while we were away, they called another penalty on the Rough Riders.
Yep.
Not exactly sure.
But let me tell you this: you go in the shelf. The new thing that she's got, these packages of stuff, of stuff, and it. Excuse me.
Makes you excited enough to get choked up. Another first down by penalty. Meanwhile, on the field, Indians quarterback Danson gets it out of there, throws it a little bit too low, and it bounces to the receiver.
Tell you what,
second down and 10.
I don't know what the penalty ratio is, but the Rough Riders have gotten a lot of penalties.
Yep.
And if I was Jacksonville and I'd gotten this many penalty yards and no points, I'd be kind of mad.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but it sure helped them. They got 2 15-yard penalties that got them out from the end zone. So they've only earned, 4.5 of these yards on the 35-yard drive. But now, second down and 10. The snap and the throw. That's a low, a high-risk, low-reward throw as he threw the ball to the end zone over the shoulder of the receiver. It would had to have been a perfect throw, and then it probably wouldn't have gained anything. So it's third down and 10 for the Indians as we're at 2:59 to go in the quarter.
A lot of our, second stringers, or even the guys that are second string, aren't. They're no slouch.
No, that's right. It's a pretty even team. Some time now for the quarterback. He goes way downfield. He goes up for it. Number 1, fight number 6. Who's going to win? One of the helmets is on the ground. This is a great struggle. And after all the struggling, the helmet was incomplete, but the ball was caught. Biggest play of the game for the Indians on third and long. Mm-hmm. A pass all the way down to the 23-yard line.
That's some juice that we did not need to let him have.
That's true.
Well, that's just a great play. That was highly contested.
The
true
quick hitch pass from Bolton to number 3.
That should be pass interference because they were blocking before the ball was called out there. But hey, if it didn't get called, it doesn't get called. But I think that was just a great play by. That's what Cody's saying. You can't do that. No, I thought that was a great play by the Jacksonville wide receiver. That was competition one-on-one.
Yeah.
And they were both there, and they both had it, and they were both yanking it down. I just think the rule is right. The tie goes to the receiver in those scenarios.
Right. And if the helmet hits the ground and goes off your head, that's not an incompletion. The receiver lost his helmet but kept hold of the ball.
Just hopes his head's not in the helmet.
That's right, and it wasn't. So he's back in the game. A good gain on first down as well. It's first and about 4 as Jacksonville in the red zone. Now Bolton under all sorts of pressure.
Got him. The Sarge has got him.
Sarge.
Yanks him down.
I was hoping he might give us another salute. That might be a one game, but you don't want to overdo that.
No, you want. He does it justitiously.
Well, that was an excellent play. Caught him from behind on a 1st and 3. It's now third down and 10. And, of course, if you're the Jacksonville faithful, many of them still here.
Yep.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at how many fans they still had, in a beatdown like this.
3rd down and 10, down 35-0, but with a chance. Here's the snap. There's the fake. Quarterback Bolton keeps it. He gets across the 20. Makes a great move. Makes some people miss. Tackled by behind, but I think he's going to make the first down. That was all Bolton, the quarterback.
Yeah. He even made Cody miss.
Doesn't happen often.
No.
Does not happen often.
Yeah, Jacksonville needs this like a fat kid needs cake. They need this if they want to stay in the game. Otherwise, they might as well just run the clock on the 4th quarter. Be hard to come up with 7 scores.
There's the handoff. There's the block. He gets around the corner. He's hit at the 5-yard line by the secondary. Biggest contact by number 4. Again, Vadrine.
And I made a comment about that while you were gone at halftime. Man, Vadrine has been laying the wood over the middle, and he's feisty. I love it. He's like Scrappy-Doo out there.
Scrappy-Doo. I want to hit you. Lots of movement along the line there. Flag down. Most likely going to be offsides on the defense. Maybe they were brought across by some offensive movement. But this is the big moment. The Rough Riders had a 4th and goal at the 2, and they were able to prevent a score by the hair of their chinny chin chin. A 4th down stand in the game when it was still 0-0, wasn't it? Or 7-0?
It was 7-0.
The game was still very much in doubt. So they have another chance, but they're going to have to do it 3 times. It was offsides by the defense, so that 2nd and goal from the 4 is now 2nd and, well, no, it was 2nd and 3 from the 4.
Yeah,
now it's 2nd and 1.
Yeah,
and get a first down at the 1-yard line. Oh, it's definitely favoring the Indians here. There's the snap. There's the handoff to Sally. Sally lowers his head. They beat him to it. We'll see if he got the first down.
He lost a little yards there.
I think he did. Yeah. Oh, no, they're saying he gained some.
Sally's very small, very diminutive. Interesting that he would be the one carrying down there.
No, we're saying he didn't get it.
So it's 3rd down and short. They gained a little, and there's the flag.
I'm going to bet another false start on us.
Of
course, it was blown dead. It might be on the offense.
Two offsides penalties in a row on the defense. That will definitely
now it's 1st and goal.
Give them something to talk about, and center gifting them a 1st and goal from inside the 1. Quarterback keeps it. Bolton trying to make first points of the season for Jacksonville, and they get it. An excited group of Indians on the field. Well, there goes the shutout, but good for the Jacksonville faithful. You can see they still have a lot of folks around the band, and it's a beautiful stadium that can hold a lot of people, but there are a lot of faithful that haven't gone home.
Yeah, and Jacksonville has an absurd amount of cheerleaders. Whenever I was sitting on the sideline and they started walking by, it was like a line. It was like the band line, it just never ends.
The kicker hits an extra point that would have been good from next door. 35-7, the score late 3rd quarter here in Jacksonville. We'll be back.
Imagine what it would be like to be your tire.
That's not good, man. Watch where you're going.
It ain't easy work, so you don't want to trust it to just any old tire. No, you take your car and truck to Center Tire. It's an old tradition with a new chapter under Trey Burns, because being a tire is hard work.
Are we there yet?
Portacool, with over 30 years of expertise, has made significant strides in October, they introduced the Apex series, which is a breakthrough in the field of evaporative coolers. The Apex series is not only the coolest, both in terms of temperature and design, but you can also control it with your phone. Portacool. Peak cooling. Intelligent control.
All right, the kickoff is an onside kick, and it is unsuccessful.
Rough Riders will get possession.
Can't blame a guy for trying, right?
No. Okay, so how many seconds is left?
8.
8 seconds. The scoreboard you are looking at home is much easier to read than the one here in Jacksonville. They have a lot of numbers. And I told you it was 35-7. It's not. It's 28-7. Our scoreboard is correct.
We're hoping it's 35
soon enough. Yeah. Hope
Anyway,
so.
I want to go back. I got choked up over it. So you go to Shell Mooney's, and you go in to the Mooney's Emporium, and you get these little packages of stuff. It's called Thunder Chicken. You take it, put it in your crock pot, put 2 pounds of chicken in, put this Thunder Chicken mix in, put some cream cheese and a little water in it, and then 8 hours later, you have something absolutely delicious. It's
beautiful.
It's Thunder Chicken, and it is
Thunder
great.
Chicken.
All right, Wolf's going to throw it. It's going to be caught. It's going to be a nice gain. Going to be a gain of probably about 7.
And before we go to the third quarter break, news from the Bowles Feed Blimp and the Batters Law Firm third quarter scoreboard. The games we're following, early fourth quarter, Carthage is ahead of Kilgore 14-10, and a struggle worthy of the Titans that they are. And in Henderson, Athens, late third quarter, gone up over Henderson 34-28. Still a very fun and exciting game there. And Gilmer and Longview in a struggle, 19-17 fourth quarter. And next week's opponent, 38-13, the Spring Hill Panthers over the Sabine Cardinals. Well, that's it from the Batters Law Firm scoreboard and the Bowles Feed Blimp. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with best of Nacogdoches and best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Did you know that Joe's Car Spa was voted best car wash again in Shelby County? And it's not even a car wash, it's a car spa. And then Reed will give you a personalized code, and that way you can get 5 or more $12 car washes for just $8. I'm gonna tell you, that makes a lot of sense, don't it?
Sure does.
Everybody, welcome back. Here we go. Rough Riders are going to start the fourth quarter with the ball in Jacksonville territory.
With a pass.
Wolf scrambling deep, keeps the ball now, has some room, picks up some good yards, enough for the first down. But, man, he was way back behind the line of scrimmage.
Managed to make something. Needed to stay in bounds, but it's not a huge.
No, that's true. That's true. You're the quarterback. You have permission.
That's right.
I'll tell you, one player that probably won't get a whole lot of recognition because he's not tackling people or anything like that, but number 70 for the center Rough Riders has been blocking pretty good for us tonight.
Is that Fountain?
Yeah, Fountain.
Oh.
Wolf, something happened. He was going to hand off. He kept it. He gets the ball stripped. They tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. The ball squirts forward. There's a scrum to get the ball and a flag. We don't know who has the ball, and we don't know who the penalty's on.
We have the flag. I'm sorry, we have the flag. We have the ball. I'm not sure about the penalty. If I had to bet, I would say it would be either Indians or Mutual.
Okay.
I think they were just going for the football, and people got a little exuberant.
Yeah, it's unusual that you would get a penalty called in a scrum for a fumble.
He might have just been marking the fumble, too, with his flag.
Yeah, and you got to hold the wrong thing instead of the beanbag?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. I think there was some.
Yeah,
action.
he would have already picked it up.
It's a 15-yard penalty on the defense is what he calls.
Yeah, this is when those frustration penalties really start start to come in. Fourth quarter, you know you're not going to see this team again the rest of the season. You're losing by 3 touchdowns. Might as well.
The better question, are we inside the 20? Because we know there's 2 things about that, right? What's the first thing?
It's a Ray Jones Chevrolet first down
And
in
where we
the
are.
State Farm Red Zone, brought to you by Chris Mayfield.
It's the Chris Mayfield State
Chris
Farm.
Mayfield State Farm.
Go. What's his website? chrismayfield.com?
Okay. Is it
You know,
red? It should be. Quick pass
Oh,
over
this
to
has
the
got
left.
some. This has got some. Oh, it has some potential. Good job by number 5. There's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be a blocking infraction on the Rough Riders.
Jackson Holloway with the receptions. That was number 18 or number 19?
I think it was 18.
Holloway on the catch. Good tackle from behind to prevent a
That
likely touchdown.
that was going to be a touchdown. A great play by number 5 for Jacksonville, but I think it's a blocking infraction. We'll see.
Yeah, where it's at is definitely where you put it on the field. Tell you what, but number 7 blocked his guy off into the track too.
Yeah. You're going to get the band watching. I'm going to you.
Got the cheerleaders. Oh, they quit. They were playing the ESPN theme.
Right.
Cheerleaders, chaperones.
Was that the
everybody
ESPN
dancing.
theme or was that the PSPN theme?
Okay, I don't think we can claim that. Here we go with first down after the penalty.
Maybe 5 more.
Well, in the second half, penalties have reared their ugly head.
Yep.
Some of them we haven't understood.
Yeah.
They've been kind of mysterious, but some of them pretty obvious, like that one.
Yeah, and I hate to be the guy that brings up the penalties being one-sided, but it seems like it's only the Rough Riders committing penalties.
No, it's both of them. I mean, they just had a personal foul, 15 yards.
And that one kind of balanced things because they were going for a fumble and still got the personal foul. But, yeah, the Rough Riders have certainly been lost more yardage this half. The handoff to number 32. And it's the first time all day he's not gained a big bucket of yards as he's met at the line of scrimmage and driven back by the blue jerseys.
Yep, the Indians' defense really kind of started to stiffen up right here with a little Rough Riders committing a couple penalties to help them out.
Well, this is where, as a team, you got to focus in. This is a coachable moment for Coach Nick Brown to get these guys and say, look, now's when we're probably going to win this game, but you want to put the foot on the throat.
Here comes the throw.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Wide open.
Right to Holloway, and it's going to be close to the first down. Wide open, found the perfect man, the perfect target. Gets down in the red zone, the Chris Mayfield State Farm red zone. It won't be enough for the first down, but boy, that did a whole lot on second down to get it close. Third down and about 3.
Now get it back to Bluford.
And they answered that question, Mr. Shires.
Yeah. Let's go back and can we try it again, Walt, to get your camera on the center, and let's see what happens with the offensive line. Let's see what we do right there.
He snapped it before it was ready. Boy, we're just jinxing him.
Yeah.
The quarterback was not ready for the snap.
Well, I don't know that it was the center's fault.
Yeah, it may not have been.
I think it was.
It may not have been, but it didn't work.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
So, man. So it's fourth down and maybe a chance to bring out your field goal kicker for a really realistic dress rehearsal, and it looks like maybe that's what they're doing.
Well, that's what you want. I mean, that's a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah. The kicking game has looked good from the extra point line. So there he is, number 27, Huichapa. Looked good. We've heard good things about his summer. Saw good things in our one scrimmage that we watched. It'll be a 33-yard kick, and look, way offsides is Jacksonville trying to come and make something happen, so that will actually make things easier, won't it? Yep.
Nope, say delay a game.
Oh, it's delay a game. Well, I'm sure it was. I wasn't watching the play clock. So let's make that a more challenging field goal, shall we? Now it is a 38-yarder. As Wolf will spread his right leg out to get good balance and mark it on the 28. There's the snap. There's the kick. It goes up. It's going to make it, doesn't it? It does. That was about all the gas it had, but that's all it needed for another 3 points. That's 31 now, isn't it? Did we have 31?
That's 31.
31
yes,
to 7. Jacksonville Indians take the lead. The Rough Riders take the lead over the Jacksonville Indians here. 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Good game for the purple and white.
People come to Covington Lumber Building and Supply because they have home construction projects, and one of those, plumbing projects. Covington's got you covered. They have the showers and the tubs to get you started, and they have all the different fixtures and lots of different choices to round out the project. Then they have the tools that you need to make the things happen. It's all yours at Covington Lumber.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in the Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
All right, so there's the Rough Rider and the purple people.
Yeah.
What are they?
And they're having a really good time. Why wouldn't they? 31 points in the opener. By my poll, the Rough Riders were 31-point favorites, and currently they're leading by almost that much. Short kickoff, fielded, fumble, and that's as far as it'll go. Jacksonville will start the ball on the 28. We were talking about that consistency from the offense. It looked like they were kind of sputtering. This is what Coach Brown said about it.
Goals on offense tonight, obviously, no turnovers is a big one. Being consistent, third down conversions,
Life is meant to be lived
starting fast.
in motion.
They certainly started fast, but the consistency he was looking for, not having a late game lull. It looked like they were about to go into one, and then they snapped out of it, Mr. Mayfield.
Oh, yeah. They the offense really, we started to gain some traction at the very beginning of the half, but a couple of turnovers gave the Indians some traction here.
Yeah, big throw from Bolton down the field. Another really good play. He finds his receiver, number 88, from about a 40-yard pass as they get the ball to the Rough Rider 40, their own version of the Ray Jones first down, and the receiver got behind the coverage. He was wide open.
Well, we've had those gaps all night, and eventually it's going to rear its ugly head.
Yeah, there are going to be some teams that can take advantage of that. The fake handoff, I think he thought he was going to hand off. He pulls it back. I think that was a broken play, but Bolton makes a yard, maybe two out of it.
That is one of the unfortunate side effects of running the no huddle. You do get to catch the defense off guard, but every now and then
right.
you catch your running back off.
Yeah, we had that happen when the ball was snapped and Easton was looking the other way. Good fake. Bolton keeps it, runs to his left, finds a hole, nice spin move, keeps it going, tackled hard, but after about a 5-yard gain.
I can almost tell you I know who laid that hit without even seeing the number,
Yeah, well.
And you see him getting picked up off the turf with his pink cleats, number 21, Cody Atkinson.
Who is his sophomore year set a record for tackles and for the Rough Riders. When he was a sophomore, he's awfully good. Quarterback throws
well
it deep.
Defended.
Well defended, kind of a prayer. And who is that defender?
Number 2 again.
Who dominated the first quarter with 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives.
Decaden Cooks. This kid has been cooking all game. We're going to have to call him the chef.
The chef. The chef, I like it.
Right, so it's going to be 4th and 2.
Here with just under 7 minutes to play and the Rough Riders with the commanding lead. This could be the last gasp. They hand it off to 28 around the end. Picks a hole, finds the first down, and gets into the red zone, I think, as he crosses the 20-yard line. Well played by Alex Polk and the blockers in front of him. They get the ball to exactly the 20-yard line and keep the chains moving.
Yeah, starting to see the fatigue set in.
Yeah, hard playing defense, but they've had a lot of guys doing it. Quarterback Bolton runs to his right on a scramble, and he is hog-tied. Atkinson there along with
31, I think.
31?
Yeah, 31, Jose Marquez.
Marquez and Atkinson.
And yeah, Marquez came and laid the hat too. That was one of those. You heard it in the press box. All three of us said.
And Atkinson, after the hit, is down. And he says, it gets back up, but there was something cramping, I would imagine, and so they're going to take him out of the game. There were only 2 Rough Riders that were unable to suit up from preseason injuries, and they should be back for the next game. At least that's the hopeful prognosis. So there was a short break, but the play clock was moving. So
looks like number 23 checked in the game for Anthony
second
Torres.
11, they do a flea flickers reverse in the backfield, and it's run down from behind. The Rough Riders not fooled.
Right. Okay, so the Sarge makes the play, but it's number 5. Who's number 5 for us?
That's Eli again.
Okay, Eli. He's the one that forced containment and allowed the Sarge to come in and clean it up.
Yeah, that's an underrated task. It's kind of like having a good drummer. You don't know it until you don't got it.
That's right. Well said, musician. They did gain 4 yards. It's now 3rd and 8. And there's the handoff. And Polk stopped at the line. I don't think he gained anything, maybe a foot or two. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 8. Clock still running down to 5:20 and counting.
It's a tough situation. It's looking bleak for Jacksonville. If you are Jacksonville, you're sitting here and you're going, man, I'd really if I'm Jacksonville's coach, I'm trying to get out of here with a touchdown just so I got something on film that I can say, look, you guys, we can do this again, you know.
Yeah, they had the 1 score early 4th quarter. 4th down and 8. The snap, looking to throw, going into the corner, has him open, stays open long enough to make the catch in the corner of the end zone, all alone, blown coverage. The Rough Rider defender almost got back in time, but made up the distance, but he was unable to. So the second touchdown on as many drives. 31-13, the current score.
Yeah, those gaps in the secondary getting exposed here. But like I said, when fatigue starts to set in, and there's probably a couple Jacksonville coaches sitting in the back going, hey, this kid's been open, they finally found it.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Jacksonville will be able to take something away from tonight. There was a whole lot of good they did that resulted in almosts in the first half. But
they're going for 2.
Might as well. Going for 2.
A hold.
Play goes to the right.
Oh, he does not make it.
He lowers his helmet, but what Rough Rider stopped that one? 23?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. 23 again. Well, that's going to be Anthony Torres. He's in there subbing for number 21, Cody Atkinson right now, and he come in and made a big stop.
Big stop, but they still get the score. We'll be back with the rest of the 4th quarter after this.
Hey, if you're like me, lots of stuff is collected off up at your homestead. Call it down-home clutter. Well, the good news is there's a place for it. You ain't got to have a garage sale or a bonfire. You can take your down-home stuff to down-home storage. That's what I did.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
We say thank you to these fall sponsors who bring you Rough Rider football all fall long. Chris Mayfield State Farm, Shelby County's good neighbor. Down Home Storage. Take your down home clutter to down home storage. At Joe's, it's not just a car wash, it's a car spa. McAdams Propane, keeping you warm in the winter and your outdoor kitchen going all season long. And Watson & Sons Funeral Home, their family, serving yours.
Everybody, welcome back. It's our Shelby Savings Bank kickoff here with the Riders up 31-13. So we got the old reverse score. We're going to have another onside attempt. And we're going to have a timeout called by
the Rough Riders. While we have that timeout called, let me preview the Aurora Concepts post-game show. Always fun when it's a win. we will pick the Diamond B's pancake blocker. We'll pick the Center Motor Company player of the game, and we'll have something to smile about, brought to you by Wyndham Family Dental. And then I'll get to go down and have a Tammy Steptoe step to the sideline, the first one of the game, really, and talk to Coach Smith. We'll talk to our player of the game and one of our senior cheerleaders down there on the field, and then we'll wrap it up here with the Aurora Concepts postgame show. But let me ask you this. Something in this game that was plumb crazy when you got Dennis Leiker of Plum Crazy Plumber.
He's my plumber.
My plumber, too. And
Plum Crazy.
Plum Crazy, and he loves the Rough Riders. So something that happened this game that was plumb crazy.
Plum crazy to me is, man, what Caden Cooks did in the first quarter. Whenever he picked the ball off, we went down there and scored. They tried to throw it at him again, and he picked it again. He said, y'all ain't throwing it over here to me.
Crazy.
That's just plumb crazy.
The onside kick gets past the Rough Rider front line, and then it's a scramble, and it looks like Jacksonville may have recovered.
They did, yeah.
That's plumb crazy.
That's plumb crazy.
Yeah, well, I'll say that's plumb crazy, yeah.
Got to remember, Dennis Leiker, Plum Crazy Plumbing. It's a good name, but there's nothing crazy about the good work he does backing the Riders and keeping people flowing in East Texas. Thank you, Dennis.
That's right. You know, nobody else to call.
That's right.
I mean, when I have a plumbing issue,
you got his number in your phone.
It's in my phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Once you got it, you don't need anybody else's.
No.
And as powerful as the Rough Riders look, it may be that they've gone to the gym on the square, the Forge. Is that where you work out?
That is where I work out, and I do see a lot of those young Rough Riders in the gym.
Mm-hmm. Get stronger with the Rough Riders on the square at the Forge gym. Danbert Collum backs the Riders. Okay, after an onside kick, Jacksonville has some life. Looking downfield, throwing long, has a man, well defended. Is it intercepted?
Yep.
I
guess who?
Who would that be? Who could that be?
Number 2.
All right. The Center Motor Company player of the game. I mean, it's hard to overcome a 99-yard touchdown run, but 3 interceptions in a game?
3 interceptions in a game is unheard of. I say that. I mean, there's a handful of people who have ever accomplished that, and for center, and I can't even name another one off the top of my head right now. And I've watched a lot of center football, so I think kind of have to go with the Caden Cooks.
Cooks, he just landed funny on his foot after the interception.
He's okay.
And he's okay. He's walked it off. I was a little worried there, but yeah, 3 interceptions on one side, a 99-yard plus touchdown on the other. We might have co-winners tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and
I'd be okay with that.
And it's hard not to. You want to give some kind of recognition too to Quincy Simmons and Grant Gregory for just living in the backfield. I think Grant Gregory
and
had
the dream.
2 sacks.
Don't forget the dream.
Yeah,
the dream, Gage Vidrine.
Yeah.
So many of them to choose from on defense. So really a good performance, and that's the exciting thing. We may have the Dairy Queen play of the game go to 32, Bluford, and the player of the game go to number 2.
Yeah.
Cooks, and just talk to both of them. All right. I'll let y'all officially decide that, though, in the Aurora Concepts postgame show.
I think we've decided.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the successful onside kick, Cooks ends the drive with 1 play. And here we go. New quarterback who keeps the ball, goes opposite, and pretty late hit there.
That was a late hit.
And it was
Into
to
the head.
It was to the head.
Yeah.
In the college, that would be a targeting.
Oh, he wouldn't get to play next game.
Yeah.
He might get a 2-game suspension for that in college.
Yeah, and in the pros, you could easily get canceled.
Yeah.
In social media.
It cost you.
Yeah, $25,000.
Yeah.
But not here, and it ended up being a 3-yard game. By the way, the name of the quarterback who played most of the second quarter and looks like the end of the fourth quarter is Marcus Moten. Significant quarterback playing time. Makes sense to get Wolf out of the game, though. Your quarterback and your
linebacker,
captain of the defense. Flag dropped by the back judge.
Delay a game.
So the Rough Riders will move back. 3:37 to go in this game they delayed. Still, stick around for the Aurora Concepts post-game show. It's always fun to talk to the participants, and we're going to get to do that. I know we'll get to talk to a player or two and the coach, and hopefully to a cheerleader here when we get ready to wrap this up from Jacksonville. Here's the snap. There's the handoff around the side. Cuts upfield, makes some yardage, lowers his head, keeps driving. What a good run. That's number 22 again, who's carried the ball most of the game.
I think it's 32. Not
Is it 32?
Oh, we don't have a 32.
32, yep. And it's,
oh, we do?
It's Bluford. It's not on the. He's not on. It's our.
Oh, okay.
Our running back that almost set single season record last year. For some reason, he's not on our roster.
Well, he is. He's just listed as number 1 on the roster.
Okay, change numbers. There he is. There, everybody, there he is. He's on the roster, just the wrong number. Bad snap. Picks it up, trying to make something out of literally nothing. Did he fumble? No, he held on to it, I believe. But it's going to be 4th down and they only needed a yard, but it's going to be 4th down and 4 now after losing the track of the ball and losing yardage. The clock is stopped.
Looks like we're sitting at the punt team. This looks to be like what will probably be Jacksonville's last drive.
Yeah, timeout Jacksonville to stop the clock before they get the ball back. Shires, do we have business to take care of?
Yeah, we can hear from a couple.
We'll be right back.
Imagine what it would be like to be your tire.
That's not good, man. Watch where you're going.
It ain't easy work, so you don't want to trust it to just any old tire. No, you take your car and truck to Center Tire. It's an old tradition with a new chapter under Trey Burns, because being a tire is hard work.
Are we there yet?
One of the things that Scott Watson was passionate about was staying up to date. He wanted his facility to be comfortable, but not comfortable like you remembered it growing up. From the lobby to the spacious and modern chapel, Watson & Sons never stops getting better. The Watsons, their family serving yours.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in the Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
The following fine sponsors back our area teams all season long.
They include Batters Law Firm. When your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
Portacool, keeping you cool with the new Apex series. And Sandy Cox State Farm, your county-wide good neighbor.
Go.
In late 4th quarter, the Rough Riders lead 31-13 with 2:49 left. It's 4th and 4. We'll be back after this.
NETSN and Pinewood Sports Network say thank you to the sponsors who back the Riders all year long.
Ace Hardware is the place.
Center Tire, always tops and tires, now expanding their service.
And Covington Lumber, your 3rd generation supply store and lumber yard.
Have you sustained a bone, joint, work, or sports injury? Problems with mobility or movement? Suffer with pain? Contact Azalea Orthopedics. Our specialists serve patients across East Texas. For proven, trusted medical care, you have a choice. Demand Azalea.
He's a freshman.
All right, so here we go. Yeah, lineman, you couldn't be that big and have a number in the 30s.
Yeah. Had an injured player, but he walks off on his own power. 4th and long, Rough Riders are going to have to punt. Hasn't happened all that often tonight. Good snap. And the punt is a boomer. It's going to hit just short of the 50 and then take off. What a great bounce. Still bouncing, still rolling. Yeah, that's a 50-plus yard punt. Really well done, leaving the Indians with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go with Riders up 31-13. Now, they were predicted to win by somewhere between 26 and 31. Right now, if you care about all that kind of stuff with the rankings, if the game were to end now, Riders probably drop a place or two in the rankings down to 26. We'll see what happens with the Athens-Henderson game. Athens likely to drop down a little bit too. Carthage, if they are able to stay ahead of Kilgore, will stay number 1 in the world.
Oh, they'll be number 1 regardless. I don't think
Here comes the snap. Well, pass to the sideline, a little short, incomplete. Oh, did they catch it?
No, they called it complete.
Wow,
I didn't think it was complete.
I didn't think he was going to be able to. I didn't even watch it.
It looked like he cradled it out of bounds, honestly, is what it looked like to me.
Either way, that was a pretty amazing play by that receiver. So, with the clock still running, 2nd down and 2. Rough Riders changed personnel, as Grant Gregory told us they would. And then the clock stops at 2:14. And the officials.
I tell you what, if I'm Jacksonville and seeing how much better their offense is run in the second half, I might be adding just a couple of drives of just no huddle just whenever we're having trouble. Because, I mean, number 8's running their offense a lot better in no huddle. It's kind of like watching Dak Prescott.
Well, he ran the offense pretty well in the first half. It was just he didn't get a lot of help.
Oh, they keep getting in the red zone, and Rough Riders keep stuffing them.
So here comes the 2nd down, the snap. Looking downfield, has a little time, steps into the pocket, could run, decides to run around the left side, chased by Wolf, out of bounds. Several Rough Riders could have been credited with that tackle since they ran him out of bounds, but he stops the clock, gets the 1st down across the 50-yard line. And since Rough Riders scored a lot, didn't get a lot of 1st downs, we'll go ahead and say it. That's a Jacksonville Ray Jones Chevrolet 1st down. Marlon and Michael would love to show you something right there on Highway 96. New, pre-owned, your choice. 1st down and 10. Man in motion. Bolton back under pressure. Nowhere to go. Oh, and he's put down hard and quickly right at the line of scrimmage by several Rough Riders.
How did? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, look at Sarge.
Sarge. I mean, it was right there in front of the official. I'd be like, sir.
I mean, there's 2 minutes.
What year
left.
did you graduate from Jacksonville? I mean, my God.
Yeah, that was pretty egregious. But I mean, with 2 minutes left, I think we're trying to get out of here.
Oh no! Oh, hold on. This deserves this. Come on, ref.
Every now and then, there's one that kind of stands out. Timeout called by Jacksonville. As they contemplate.
Well, I mean, I understand you want to get out of here, but
sure.
But you can't. I mean, what if we rough the quarterback? I mean, that's going to delay the end of the game. I mean, that was a. I mean, I bet Grant's jersey was ripped from that one. What I like about it is the sergeant's going up to the official, going, "Sir, sir,
hey, could I have a little love here?" Not going nuts, just making his case.
Right.
That's good.
God forbid the colonel being here. I mean,
that might have been ugly.
There'd be a 5-minute tirade about that, and he's listening to us after the fact, and he's going to say, "Shars." But you know you do it, Colonel. You know you would do it.
Throw me under the bus like that, Shars. Well, it's now what? Is it still 2nd down?
Yeah, it's 2nd down and what, about 9?
Couple of seconds past the 2-minute warning. There's the snap. Back looking downfield. Has some time for a change.
How about the Riders got it all covered?
And so there's a late flag. A good throw caught on the sideline. Would stop the clock, but a late flag. Well,
he's going to go.
Okay. There's the call.
Right.
On the offensive line. A good play by the quarterback and by the receiver to get outside and out of bounds.
That was nice. Riders dropped everybody back and everybody blanketed, but that was a nice throw. That's a hard throw to make if you're quarterback, that deep out pass that put enough zip on it to not have something bad happen.
Have you seen on the screen any of the scores of the folks in our county?
No, I can't read our screen. It's too small.
Too small on our monitors. Okay. Curious about that and about Larry Pierce's game in Shelbyville. Here's the second down and long. Looking downfield, Bolton throws to a wide open receiver just across the 50. That'll get him back to the original line of scrimmage, bring it up 3rd down and 10. Or make it 3rd down and 11. But got out of bounds, stopped the clock. It's a good looking, they're doing a lot of good things. They got it started a little bit too late. In motion, they fake handing it to him. The quarterback keeps it. Had some room, beautiful ankle tackle by Atkinson.
Yes.
Yeah. Bolton might have had the first down and a lot more, but suddenly he found himself being grabbed from behind at the ankle level. Down he goes, 4th down. Timeout, and there's the last timeout for Jacksonville. Well, if we got any business to do, now would be the time to do it with sponsors, Mr. Shires, but I don't know if we do or not.
We've heard from her. Well, let's hear from. Let me pick one. I'm going to pick one of our NETSN wide guys, the CDL.
The Friday night lights are shining, and we are teaching driving. CDL Training Academy is your resource to a better career. Come and get trained and get tested right here in Henderson, Texas. CDL Training Academy. Visit our Henderson, Texas office or online at cdllearn.com.
Ankle.
All right, we're back.
Had a fun commercial going. Just missed the 4th down desperation.
We got it on play. They snuck it in on us.
Yeah. Called the timeout, then hurried up, but the defense was there, prevented the 1st down, and now should just be a matter of running the timeout. I'm so confident about that. I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to take my phone and get ready to make the call.
So we need to plug somebody else's phone in.
Yeah,
Whose phone is that?
Mine.
Right. I'll call you here in a minute from the field.
Okay.
Yeah, let's plug that in.
Ooh, you should probably plug yours in. Mine doesn't do good on connection-wise.
Okay. Yeah, because this is big time. This is what they do in CBS.
Yeah.
They just have
well, I just don't know where my phone is.
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, okay. There we go. Make sure I've got juice. All right, 31-13. We'll see. Minute 22nd. We could get in and run victory O, which is we feel like we'll do.
Yep. Who we got at quarterback right now? Is it Morton? Moulton? Moten. Yeah.
So Coach Brown in his head coaching debut, he will go to 1-0. He is undefeated as a head coach. And we'll get to see, hopefully, something we see many times during his tenure, and that is my favorite play in offense is victory O.
Yep. It's always nice seeing your team in victory O. A lot of really strong performances out of the Rough Rider defense here tonight. The offense, really starting to click a little bit in the second half. You'd like to see a little bit better pass game out of the Rough Riders, or just maybe just more dominant. Just a couple more drives where we just controlled the clock and really were a dominant football team. Of course, it's hard to complain. Rough Riders been dominant here tonight. I think it's 31-10. I believe is the score.
31-13.
31-13 tonight. Nothing to complain about here. Rough Riders got a strong defensive unit and a couple of things that they're going to patch up on offense, and it's looking like we're going to be a pretty solid football team and Coach Brown's debut. It looks like we got clocked for a delay of game penalty right here at the end. 35 seconds left. The Jacksonville homers are exiting the stadium, and Center Faithful is still showing up pretty strong here tonight. Almost everybody that came to the game is still here. Looks like we're all hanging out to hold up a number one and sing the school song. Looks like this will be our last knee. That's it. That number 13, Zamarcus Moten, taking the very last snap for the Rough Riders here tonight. Like I said, lots of good, strong performances by the defense. A lot of good things to talk about. Secondary looks great. Our defensive ends are just, Quincy Simmons and
Yes.
and Grant Gregory. Those two guys played lights out tonight, and really the backbone of the defense.
Again, you're always Mr. Nasty, bad intentions. Cody's always going to have great plays. He made multiple great plays as well. But number 2 in the defensive backfield,
Decaden Cooks,
who we've decided is going to be our player of the game.
Yeah, and anytime somebody's got 3 picks, they took the ball away from the opposing team's offense 3 times by himself, and not completely by himself, but it's got to be, you got to put that kid at player of the game.
Absolutely. All right, folks, that'll do it. It's going to be time for our Aurora Concepts postgame show, which comes up next. We'll hear from a couple sponsors. We come back with Chris Walkington, hopefully down on the field with our coach and our players of the game.
The following fine sponsors back our area teams all season long. They include Batters Law Firm. When your case matters, it's got to be Batters. Portacool, keeping you cool with the new Apex series. And Sandy Cox State Farm, your county-wide good neighbor.
Behold, the chicken fried steak sandwich. This particular chicken fried steak sandwich can only be found at Diamond Bee Cafe in Center, Texas. And it pairs very well with seasoned fries and sweet tea. And if you're lucky, there'll be some of that Nana's banana pudding to go along with it. Get by Diamond Bee Cafe in Center and see the wonderful folks and all the wonderful menu items for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
The game is over. So now, the clinic, who provides players with physicals and with vaccinations, is ready to bring you the postgame show. The Aurora Concepts postgame show features something to smile about from Wyndham Family Dental, the Diamond Bee Cafe Pancake Blocker of the Night, and the Center Motor Company Player of the Game. So now we'll look back at the game. Tomorrow, let Aurora Concepts take care of you.
There's a panic. Everybody, welcome back. It's the Aurora Concepts postgame show here live. We hear the Rough Rider school song being played. We have our player of the game and our player that made the play of the game. That's going to be our player of the game, number 2, Decaden Cooks. And then our player of the game, number 32, or whatever was number 1 in your heart, Jeremy Bluford made the play of the game. And we need to talk about our pancake. Hey, Wellington, down about the 45-yard line that's where Coach Ballinger is. We need to ask him what he thinks. There you are. He's right. You see him right there. We may ask him who he thinks about pancake breakfast. We'll see what he has to say. All right, Wallington, you there?
Nope.
Chris Wallington.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, well, go ahead and take it.
That's what I'll do. We'll start with Coach. Coach, not a bad first game.
A little sloppy, but first games are that way. We were able to overcome some things early, and we got to clean some things up for sure before we get to Spring Hill. But I was really excited the ways our kids kept fighting.
And that's what the chaparral instructors and the band directors and even us as broadcast. Yeah, we all had some sloppy stuff, but overall, you got to be pretty excited about this opening.
It's always good to start 1-0. It's always a good feeling. Yes, sir.
What's the one thing, if you had to pick, that you're most excited about?
I'm excited about the fact that we have a lot of, we're this far off. We're so close. And to be this early in the season and only have little things to fix is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I look forward to talking to you more about it Tuesday. Thanks for the time.
Appreciate you.
That's brought to you by, I tell you what, Counselor, tell everybody who that's brought to you by.
That's brought to you by JBA Financial. That brings us our coach talk every week. We also have our Center Motor Company players of the game and all of that, and Watkins moving around to that. How close are we on that, Chris?
Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you what, we'll hear from JBA Financial. We'll be right back.
JBA Financial Services brings you Coach Talk, and there's a reason for that.
I think they will remember that I want to talk at them.
Why did that do that?
Well, they needed it for their Instagram.
So,
no,
will you come talk at us? Okay. Come right over here.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Chris Wallington, are you here?
I'm at the 40-yard line with somebody who smells so much better than the players. You are a senior cheerleader, are you not?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Jayla Tut.
How many years have you been a cheerleader?
Since 6th grade.
Wow, okay, the whole time. This was a pretty fun one.
Yes, sir.
What makes, I mean, I know we won, but was the crowd, the visiting crowd, not as big as the home crowd? Were they into it?
Yeah, they were pretty good this time.
Okay, so I think it's fun to come away on away trips. What do you like the home games better, or do you like traveling better?
I like home games better because it's more people.
That's true. And there's pep rallies.
Yeah.
We'll have one of those next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go Riders. Maybe we'll talk again next week.
Yes, go Riders.
All right,
that there is brought to you by Gaddy's Medical. They say thank you to Gaddy's on Hurst Street for bringing updates about the cheerleaders all season long. When you need help getting better, you trust Gaddy's. We'll keep it here. Thanks, Gaddy's. I'm going to go try and find the players of the game. There's one of them taking a picture right now. And, yeah, let's go. We can just visit right now. Hey, what's up? And do you have me?
Oh, yeah.
I moved. Okay. Well, let's start with Bluford. Dude, you have the play of the game for sure, and maybe the play of Rough Rider history. It would be hard to have anybody else who ran a longer touchdown.
I was really gassed.
yes, he was tired.
My team needed me, and I just needed to get it done.
A little further than 99 yards. 99 yards and 1 foot. So when did you, in the run, go, oh, my gosh, this might go?
Whenever I stick came, whenever I stuck and came left, I know I was going to score then.
Well, it's historic. Nobody's going to run one farther, I don't think, ever.
Yes, sir.
You'll be able to say that when you're a granddad. You'll say, hey, it's a long run, but not as long as mine.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Thank you very much, Bluford. And our player of the game, Center Motor Company player of the game. I mean,
Mr. Cooks.
How can a guy run a 99-yard touchdown and not be player of the game? Okay, a guy gets 3 interceptions. Tell me about that.
I mean, coaches push me to the best of my abilities. And, I mean, we work hard every day. It's just a consistent thing every day. So.
One of the interceptions was a tip drill.
Yes, sir.
You practiced that, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Which of the interceptions, though, was probably the most challenging, the one that was the hardest to execute?
Probably the last one I caught, I was cramping bad.
Is that why you stayed down a while?
Yes, sir.
You were cramping while you were intercepting?
Yes, sir.
How about that? That's player of the game stuff right there. Hey, man, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So our Center Motor Company player of the game and our Dairy Queen player of the game and our cheerleader of the night all one fell swoop. That does it down here. I'll send it back up to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Chris Wallington. Mr. Mayfield, turn him down.
You got it, dude.
Down at the bottom. There you go. So we got the Wyndham Dental, something to smile about. Let's do that right now. All right, now, Mr. Mayfield, Wyndham Family Dental, something to smile about.
Man, something to smile about for me is every year we come in here and I feel like it's kind of the same old song. I'm like, man, we don't have that many linemen out there really getting after it. Where's all those mean guys? For me, it was watching Jamie and number 70 and those guys on the offensive line really get in there and get after Jacksonville. I mean, this is a bigger school. They got big kids out there, and, man, they weren't scared at all. They were out there getting after it and really just showing some grit and some toughness. So for me, something to smile about is the offensive line today.
It's always good. We've had a really good offensive line the last several years. I got multiple things to smile about. Number one, having you along here with us, the new and improved Mayfield 2.0, the next version, vastly improved over the Chris on the Mayfield. So thank you for coming. I hope we have you back with us as many times as we can. Probably a home game. We'll find. It's like we used to say in football. If you're willing to hit somebody, we'll find a place for you. Well, the same thing for here. We'll find a place for you. So that and coming to the Tomato Bowl is always fun because it is a historic place. A place that I know a long time ago in the '80s I played here. And so every football player in East Texas somehow manages to get a game or two here at this historic location.
And I had a great time, and thanks to y'all for having me.
All right, well, very good. So that's something Wyndham Family Dental, something to smile about. We're hear from them. We're already heard from JBA Financial. We'll hear from Center Motor Company. We'll come back, get ready to wrap this show up here. This is the Aurora Concepts postgame show here live on NETSN.
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts, let us take care of you.
When you think Center Motor Company, Billy Don, what do you think?
Trucks, and more trucks.
They have pre-owned vehicles.
Yep, and a lot of them's are trucks from all brands, makes, and models. But the Ford trucks, man, they got a fleet of them.
Yes, they do.
Come on down to the corner of Hutcherson and Hurst, Center Motor.
Welcome back to the Extra Point here at the end of the Aurora Concepts post-game show. The last batter's final scoreboard with information brought to us from the Bowles Feed Blimp. Bowles leading the way in your feed needs. Garrison beat Wascom yesterday in a battle of 3-4, 39-13. Carthage still ahead as far as we know, 14-10 in the early fourth quarter. Spring Hill defeats Sabine. That's our opponent next week, so we'll both be 1-0. And Henderson and Athens, it's a one-point game in the fourth quarter, 35-34. May have finished by now, but that's all we know.
That's a low-scoring affair for a big
That's
game.
right, only 5 touchdowns. Come on. Okay, quick final thoughts from you, Mr. Shire.
Now we come out of this game with a victory. However, I think Coach has got a lot of things. I mean, like he said. I mean, not a lot of pre-snap penalties, not a lot of dumb plays, which is good. And to be this far along, with a new offensive and defensive scheme, I think we are ahead of schedule. I do think there's a lot of coaching elements that Coach Brown's going to be able to take advantage of, and primarily it's the one that I see is that I feel like we had a letdown in intensity here in the second half, but that's the hard thing. I mean, the two things, right, is how you react to adversity and how you react when things go go well.
Yeah.
Right? And I think learning to bounce back from adversity, you actually master that before you master what to do. You know, we need to come out in the second half and we got to learn to just put the boots to them and
drill, baby, drill,
and finish them off.
Yeah.
And instead, we just kind of play with our food.
Yeah.
And so I think Coach will address that, and I think that's going to be a point of emphasis. That's what I'm going to ask him about on Tuesday.
Okay. I'll look forward to that. Well, that does it for, by the way, we play Spring Hill in our home opener next week. That does it for the Aurora Concepts post-game show. We would very much like to say thank you to our pregame and halftime guest, Coach Brown. Also congratulate our Center Motor Company player of the game, number 2. His name is
Cooks.
Cooks. You said Bland, and that threw me off.
I know. I got it. Yeah, it's right. The Caden Cooks, our senior. 3 interceptions, so congratulations. Tonight, final score 31-13. The Riders are 1-0 on the year as we move to next week's home opener. We'll be joined by the voice of the Riders, Rob Payne. We sure hope. Remember, Tuesday night, everyone, join Steven, Larry Pierce, and me live at the Pizzeria for the Nick Brown Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank, 6:30. If you're in your car, you can listen to it on the Burning Bush, 96.1 FM. And now, for Mauricio with the best camera work, such a good job. For Chase Millfield and the counselor Stephen Shires, I'm Chris Watlington saying stay between the hash marks and aim for the goal line.
We thank you for watching the Aurora Concepts postgame show. We have a big thanks to our postgame sponsors, Dairy Queen, Wyndham Family Dental, Wiggins Family Farms, Center Motor Company, JBA Financial, and Tammy Steptoe Realty, and of course Aurora Concepts, who says, let us take care of you. Stay tuned for the Batters Law Firm final scoreboard live from the Bowles Feed Blimp. We'll see you next week. Until then, it's first down and 7 days to go.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network, an affiliate of NETSN. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.